What is up? What's up, guys? Doesn't say it's live on my end yet. What's going on? All right. Hello. What is up, everyone? How you doing? I'm sorry that we weren't able to do our stream this past Friday. We had we had a break week last week, or well, we got the chapter early, and then that left us with an extra week before the next chapter. We were supposed to have a theory review stream last week. Things came up. I ended up postponing it today. So here we are. I usually do this introduction where I put the break week thing up, but it's not exactly a break week. We're kind of in a weird situation. So this is just going to be our third theory review stream, guys. Hold on here. Let me do the introductory music. Ready? All right, guys, welcome back. I want you guys to get all excited, by the way. I need a wall of, like, I don't know, pick an emoji, all my members, and just spam it in the chat. All right, everyone, welcome back for yet another edition of Theory Review. Oh, baby. Can't wait to figure out. Oh, wait. Are you guys saying, is this left ear shit happening again, bro? Hold on. No, that's not you guys. That's me. That's me. This is my my mic acting weird. Let me fix this. My bad, guys. I don't know why it keeps changing back to the default. Shit, relax. Hold on, guys. It should be fixed now. It should be fixed now. Hold on, let me play the theory review music while I fix this. All right. All right, we're good now. We're good now. I don't know what changed, but in the past, with this new mic I got, I was having that issue when I first installed it, and I fixed it, and it stayed fixed, and now for whatever reason, every stream it keeps resetting. I don't know what changed between now and then. Something changed. Cracking open a hard lemonade for the squad. Let me restart YouTube. Yo, what's up, killer? What's up, guys? Hello, hello. Everyone seems to be rolling in now. Yo, just this show. Thanks for the renewing the VIP. Let's go, he back. Audio only in left ear. Is it still only in the left ear? Or do you have both headphones in? Are you sure? All right. What's up, guys? No music, man. Liminal feeling. The reason there's no music is because I would have to keep cutting it in and out. We're about to get started here. All right. Yeah. So what we got here is before we start our theory review, I saw this animation the other day. I thought it was pretty cool. And we're going to start out our theory review. We're going to open up with this animation by Iora Animation. I hope I'm saying that correctly. Check this guy out. This is really cool. I don't know what he made this in. Is this made in like MS Paint or something? But yeah. So let's just get started. First, a nice little animation of Big Mom versus Law and Kid. I don't know if you guys have seen this already, but... Is this not hype? That's actually kind of sick. Look, she fucking got the homies and everything. That's so nice. Yeah, Kid did something. He did something there. It just keeps going, like low-key, it's super hype. Right? Oh. That's so fire. Holy. I love like the health bar thing, like these like little fighting game mini cutscene things there. Turning it this way. Holy shit, my camera. There we go. Try to center it. Welcome everyone. Welcome everyone who's just getting here. Yeah, so that was I hope you guys appreciated that. I hope that set the tone for today. The One Piece tone here. Is this another one by the same guy? Hold on. This dude's awesome. These animations go like kind of stupid hard. Like yo. Oh. That's pretty hype, man. You guys should check out his channel. Check him out. Iora Animation. You can see him right here. Let me actually sub to this dude. That was pretty cool. That was pretty cool. Oh man, thank you so much, Killer. Thank you for the 10 memberships, bro. Welcome everyone. Let's see. I want to start making a habit of doing this. I want to welcome everyone individually. Welcome Ash. Welcome Chase Ferris. Welcome Wrench Dodger. Welcome Alejandro. Welcome Flower Power. Welcome David. Welcome Juan Santos. Welcome Vexus. Welcome Lucifer Lucy. Welcome Anton. Yo, guys, welcome to the squad. Where is it? Thank you so much, bro. Welcome everyone. Thank you for being here today. Partha, thank you for the message, bro. He said glad to finally be here to catch a stream. Thank you, homie. I'm glad you're able to make it. Yeah, we got a fun stream today. We got Dak defending his title on Theory Review. We got a bunch of new ones thrown into the mix. X Laser, I didn't miss you, bro. I saw your message. I actually did put I think 2 Dawn and Dusk videos into the mix, bro. So get hyped for that. There's actually a decent shot a Dawn and Dusk video will show up. I still have not seen any of those theories, so that is going to be interesting because from what I saw in at least the titles and the concepts of the theories, I'm actually interested to see what those videos have to say. So they are in the mix. They are in the mix. We got a bunch of new ones thrown in there. Some people were sending them in on the Discord, asking me to throw them into the playlist. As usual, for those who have never been here for a theory review before, I'll just quickly explain how we do things. The idea is usually we watch about 3 or 4 theories. One Piece theories. I actually I have a theory that's not One Piece thrown into the playlist. So I have a playlist of One Piece theories that I haven't seen yet. And we're going to watch 3 of them, and I'm going to put the playlist on shuffle, so I don't know which ones we're going to get. And we're going to watch them together, and at the end of the stream, we are going to vote on which was our favorite theory, which was our theory of the week. Yeah, the only stipulation to this is whoever wins the previous week has to defend their title the next week. So today we are going to, last week, our last theory review, for those who don't remember, Dax Sake was the one who won the theory review that week. So he is now the current belt holder, the championship belt holder. He has to be dethroned. So Dak's going to be defending the title. He's going to be back today with another banger theory, and I know which one he wanted me to queue up, so we're going to be doing that. I think we're going to save that for last. The title defense always has to happen at the end. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with our first theory of the day. I believe the playlist is now shuffled. All right, let's hit forward. Let's see.
Hi.
All right, it looks like we got a Dawn and Dusk video for our first video. So X-Laser, your wish has been granted. All right, we're starting out with Laugh Tale is Here, One Piece theory with Japanese. So I'm assuming this is a Japanese YouTuber, and they have some either English subtitles or English text-to-speech going on by the sounds of it, by the looks of it. Yes, Dak is referencing the theory that we have thrown into the mix. We actually, as to Dak's recommendation, we actually have a SpongeBob theory thrown into the mix here. So all of these videos are One Piece videos, and then there's just one video about SpongeBob. It's a theory. It's still a theory, and you guys will have to vote on it if we get it. You know, the scary situation, I was talking to Dak earlier about this. If we get the SpongeBob theory, my fear is that you guys are going to meme it into winning the theory of the week, and then that means the SpongeBob video has to defend its crown on the next theory review, which means we're going to have to get another SpongeBob theory from somewhere on the internet, I don't know where, to defend against One Piece theories. And I feel like if you guys just keep memeing it into existence, we're just going to have a never-ending SpongeBob supremacy. So my greatest fear right now is actually not getting One Piece spoiled for me by a theory. That's not my greatest fear. My greatest fear is actually encountering the SpongeBob theory in this playlist. That's a dangerous game, and there are only 16 videos on here, so it's not that low of a chance that happens today. If Dak, I'm sorry to tell you, if we land on the SpongeBob theory, it's gonna be looking pretty bad for your belt, my friend, for your crown. But you know, we'll cross that bridge if we get to it. Anyway, without further ado, this is my first exposure to Dawn and Dusk. I've seen a couple people actually recommend I check some of their videos out. So this is my first one. Laugh Tale is Here, One Piece theory with Japanese by Dawn and Dusk. Let's see what it's about. I'm very excited.
Welcome to another episode of Dawn Dusk. I'm Stussy, Lune Piena's Satellite 01, and I'm from Japan. Today, I have brought a theory. First of all, I would like to share the conclusion of this theory. What if the entire world of One Piece existed inside the Earth?
Yep.
I know. It sounds like a silly theory, but you can get a lot of hints by reading One Piece in the original language. For example, have you ever seen this kanji? In the One Piece manga, it means Lodestar Island. But if you understand the true meaning of these kanji, you might receive a message from Sensei Oda. In this video,
this is the kanji for water, right? This is this one I'm blanking, and this is just. Hold on. I'll let them explain
the true meaning of this.
I'm not gonna subject you to my shitty
Sensei
Japanese.
Oda always loves to hide clues using wordplay and subtle nuances in Japanese. That's why in this channel, I would like to share the most in-depth theories and analyses with the original language. If you are already subscribed, we are already Nekama. I'll show you a book, whose Japanese version is titled Cho Shambara. According to this book, the Earth is hollow and inside there is a source of light called the Central Sun. Therefore, following this theory, even the world of One Piece inside the Earth is hollow, and the world represented on the map exists on the inner surface. Additionally, there is an artificial sun in the center. Furthermore, according to this book, the dominant city on Earth is called Shambhala and is located at the center of the planet, accessible through the holes at the north and south poles. Shambhala sounds like Chandra. In Japanese, it is spelled with just one letter of difference. Moreover, we might see two holes. Do you remember the enormous hole present in the world of One Piece?
Yeah.
Yep, Enies lobby. Through this hole, it might be possible to reach the inner surface of the Earth as described in the book. In the book, there are two holes at the north and south poles, while it seems like there are no others in the world of One Piece. However, since the Straw Hat Pirates have not yet reached Lodestar Island, there might be another hole along the Grand Line. But perhaps some of you may have thought once before. There is another strange place. Reverse Mountain. It is a gigantic mountain at the entrance of the Grand Line that separates the first half from the second. The particularity of Reverse Mountain is that the currents
I gotta
of the
say,
force
between
sea-
this and like the pole shift theory, the reverse mountain stuff is, I mean, it is a weird fucking location when you think about it. Like this had reverse mountain conceptually been introduced to us recently in the manga, like let's say somehow Luffy started his adventure in the Grand Line and never actually encountered Reverse Mountain himself. If we just learned about Reverse Mountain like in the last like 30 chapters or so, people would be losing their mind with theories about this thing, because that, like, isn't that just fucking weird on paper? Like the idea of a mountain smack in the middle of the, the Grand Line, actually in the same spot where the Grand Line, it also starts and ends at the same structure, and it reverses, it flows in a, it flows upward. Like that's sus. That's sus. It is something worth analyzing and theorizing about. That's something I really feel like, regardless of who's correct, this is absolutely something worth talking more about, because it is a really, really odd, I mean, I guess considering all the other stuff in the One Piece world, it's not that crazy, but
north, south, east, and west converge and flow up the mountain, creating a waterfall that spills into a lake at its summit. This makes it possible for ships to climb the waterfall and cross the mountain to enter the Grand Line. There might be another big hole under that mountain like in his lobbies. In the original version, Roger says, which can be interpreted in different ways. One possible translation is "let's turn the world upside down." This phrase could indicate that the world is physically on the other side of the Earth, and that to get there one would have to pass through a cavity under the mountain. In addition, immediately after the Straw Hat Pirates crossed Reverse Mountain, who did they meet? And where did they meet him? They met a liar in the body of Laboon. When they entered Laboon's body, they thought they were outside. In reality, the sky was painted inside Laboon's body by Crocus. This could indicate that the world in which Luffy lives is inside the Earth, and that Crocus knows the truth. Furthermore, in this scene, Luffy says here's the real sky. But perhaps they still haven't seen the real sky. Moreover, this liar may have given us the answer from the beginning. Also, Roger says,
俺の財宝か欲しけりゃくれてやるぜ。探してみろ。この世のすべてをそこに置いてきた。
My treasure? If you want it, I'll give it to you. You just have to find it. I left everything in the world there. The word Soko means there. But it also has another meaning, underneath or below. So the place where Roger left the treasure could be below. Namely under Reverse Mountain. Moreover, he says I left everything in the world there. What is everything in the world? It could refer to the truth about the world of One Piece, the world outside the Earth. And Whitebeard said, Following this theory, if someone were to find the One Piece, it could mean that there is a hole that allows one to cross the surface of the Earth. This discovery would certainly change the world of One Piece.
Wait, so hold on. So this theory is not saying that the One Piece exists within the Earth. It's saying, is it saying that it's saying that the world of One Piece currently is fake? Is that what it's saying? Because it's saying that the current world of One Piece is inside a hollow planet? Because I can just say right now that's not possible. Because NL went to the moon and they went to the sky. They went directly upward. If you were inside a planet, the center of gravity, right? If there was a sun at the center, an artificial sun, everyone, no matter where you are on this planet, if you move up, you all move towards that same point because you're moving inwards, not outwards. If you're on the surface of a planet and you move away from the planet, you're moving away from a point in space. You're moving, out and away. But if you're moving towards the center of something, that's different. So the properties of like flying and like going up would be different. There's no way for Enel for them to go to Skypiea and then for Enel to go to the moon. I mean, I guess then you can yeah, I don't know. Because the way this is saying it is that Reverse Mountain, like everything that like the story as we know it currently takes place inside, not outside, right? And they're saying that this is not the real sun, and that the real sun is out there, and that Enies Lobby, you go here, and then Enies Lobby is the hole that leads out, right? Is that what it, am I understanding this?
To support this theory, let's look at the name of this mountain. Reverse Mountain.
Okay.
Do you remember what
Yeah.
Roger said? Let's turn the world upside down. This could represent that the world will be turned upside down by passing through this mountain. Additionally, I would like to add some information. In the world of One Piece, there are no stars visible in the sky. Don't believe me? We can see some nighttime scenes. But particularly in the world of One Piece, the moon is drawn in a strange way, which could indicate that it was artificially created. If I'm not mistaken, no one in the world of One Piece mentions the word star in the sky. In Japanese, the word for star is this.
Really?
This kanji
Is that true?
is mostly used for important names such as Five Elders, Stellar of Vegapunk, and Lodestar Island. Even Pole Star Island contains the word star.
Are there really no stars? Is there not a single panel of a night sky in One Piece with any stars in it? Is that true? There's not a night sky in all 1,000 chapters. 1,083 chapters. There's not one night sky with stars in it in the entire manga. Is that valid? I think the OST you're looking for there, Cosmos, was Chrono Trigger for the last track. Should be looking into the Chrono Trigger OST. Goated.
Lodestar Island is probably an island near Laugh Tale. And in Japanese, it is written as these kanjis, which, as we have seen, contains the kanji for star. And this kanji means water, while this kanji can mean destination or beyond. So Lodestar could indicate there are stars beyond the destination of the water flow. But where does the water flow end in the world of One Piece? Maybe here.
Shit, that's kind of crazy though.
Or even here.
I see the point that's being made. But once again, how big is the planet? Like, if it's curving upward, you would see it on the horizon. You would see it curving upward instead of... The reason the horizon happens on an ocean like the way it does is because it curves away from you, right? The reason there's an end to the horizon where you can see a ship go over the horizon is because it curves away, down and away. It doesn't curve up, because if it curves up, you know, you would see
There
that.
could be stars beyond this location as well. According to this theory, there are 2 holes in the world of One Piece that are accessible on the surface of the Earth. If the Straw Hat Pirates were to go outside the Earth, they could find the stars and be all blue. So, they were always inside a birdcage. However, we must also consider what refutes this theory. First point. In the world of One Piece, there are sunrise and sunset. In this case, it could not explain the existence of Central Sun. It's difficult to explain perfectly, but it could be that the artificial sun illuminates each region in turn. In fact, Lilith says, if only there were an unquenchable flame, I could even create a sun. This could imply the artificial sun created by Nika. So, with the technology of 800 created
Kinda like
by
that.
Nika,
Kind of like that design of Nika.
so,
flaming head,
with the technology
I don't
of
know how
800
accurate it
years
is, 'cause
ago,
now we know the-
it could have been possible to
white,
create an
but
artificial sun that illuminates the
still
entire
nice.
interior of the Earth with advanced technology. Second point. Enel was able to reach space.
Yep.
Also why Fujitora was able to pull the meteorite
Yep.
from space. The biggest obstacle to this theory would be Enel's mini adventure.
I think there's a lot of bigger obstacles. Like the sunrise sunset thing is a big obstacle. Traveling into the sky is a big obstacle. The fact that you don't actually see the world curving up into itself because you are inside, you're on the inside. Like that, there's a lot of things that, if this is trying to say that we're on the inside of the planet, then I disagree.
Because Enel practically flew out of the Earth and reached space. Also, I want to show you
That's
something.
I'm sorry. Oh, okay.
Only in this-
Wait. So wait, what? Then we see the stars.
Mini adventure, can we see the stars?
Okay, so we can see stars. We just don't see them from the planet, looking out into space. But I think the bigger issue that you can't use that as the reason to say why we're on the inside of the planet when Enel straight up flew from that part of the planet into space where there are stars. Wait, come on. That you can't just throw the logic out the window, like, you know?
Even though we don't see stars in the main story.
We could have just maybe it's just because the people doing the backgrounds on Oda's panels don't want to have to draw stars. I don't know. That could be it too.
This could suggest that Oda Sensei intentionally separates them.
It could. I mean, look,
However,
I'm not going to
there
discount it completely.
There's a
But-
solution to this question. Outer space exists inside the Earth, and the artificial sun revolves around that outer space. I know many of you may have been stunned and stopped watching the video. But if you're still watching, let me explain a little more. Let's look at O'Hara's globe. In our galaxy, the Earth revolves around the sun. But in the world of One Piece, for some reason, the other planets revolve around the Earth, and the Earth is bigger than any other planet. For this reason, in the world of One Piece, the artificial sun and outer space could exist on this Earth. Furthermore, if in the world of One Piece we can see the moon, then the other planets should also be visible, but we can't see even one. What do you think? I think the likelihood of this theory being correct may
Okay,
not-
well, I'll stop you there. I think first off that the planets don't have to be, that doesn't have to be to scale. Their planetary model, I mean, the fact that it's not even heliocentric should hint us to the fact that their planetary model is not very accurate. So I wouldn't take the one background globe in O'Hara as being like a to scale thing, for being like for trying to say that we should be able to see the other planets from here. No, like, planets are insanely far apart from each other. Like, and also Oda is not going to draw, like, they don't have any plot relevance, so there's no reason to have to draw consistent planets in the sky every time. I'm pretty sure the globe in O'Hara was more of just, you know, background prop than like actually having, Like, I don't think the explanation that Oda was trying to give us there with that globe was that, hey, we should be able to see those planets in the sky, and the fact that we don't should tell you something about, maybe the world is inverted. Like, I don't know. That's just my take on it. I really feel like I was with it until this explanation towards the end here of like how this works. This just doesn't make sense. Yeah, that's the only thing. Look, I want to be fair, and I also have another Dawn and Dusk video in here. So, hopefully we get that at some point, and give Dawn and Dusk a round too. But as far as this explanation goes, I got to be real. I got to jump through 15 different hoops to make this work, when the simpler explanation is they probably just exist on the outside of this globe. It probably isn't. It's probably more likely that they exist on the outside of the globe, and maybe there is a hollow Earth thing, but they're not currently in it. Because if they were, you have to explain a lot. You have to explain the horizon. You have to explain outer space. You have to explain sunrise and sunset. You have to explain Skypiea in general. You have to explain. There's a lot of things that need answering. You have to explain the stars thing. Yeah. There's a lot, and I feel like it's just simpler to just, but the only reason I got to harp on that is because this theory is saying that they live on the inside of the planet. I have no problem. I have no qualms with the hollow Earth theory in One Piece. I think that could be a really interesting idea. I know Threevil did a video about that himself, and I think he probably is more in line with my thinking here, where this wouldn't make as much sense. They would probably be more on the it would be more likely that they're on the outside. So I think the concept of the hollow Earth can work. I just don't think that this specific idea is plausible. I don't think that makes sense. With that being said, I did find it entertaining. It's short and sweet. I'm still gonna give it the like. Dawn and Dusk, it seems like they're doing cool, little theories and like short theories, stuff like that. So I'm interested to see more. But this one in particular, I gotta kind of push back on a little bit. All right.
Who is the man marked by flames?
All right. So now we got a video by Denden Kushi. All right. So we got. Who is the man marked by flames? Man, this is gonna be. I think we're gonna have to get some. We're gonna have to get like a longer theory in here, because the first two theories are kind of short. I know usually we get like a 30-minute or something, but this is 5 minutes. All right, so that theory's out of the way. We got another one here. We've already seen the man marked by flames. It's ... 1081 discussion and theory by Denden Kushi. All right, so
does this power come from a...
Let's get started here, guys. Check his channel out. I'm sure a bunch of you guys in the Discord, have already become acquainted with him. But yeah, check his channel out. Give him a sub. He's close to 1,000. Help him break the 1,000 mark. Get him to that monetization. Let the man put ads on his videos. You know what I mean? Hell yeah. Yo, thank you, Killer. Yo, another 10 gift memberships from the GOAT, Killer Comedy TV. Thank you so much, brother. Let me welcome in all the new members. Yo, Ziggy, or not Ziggy, Zingy, 1914, welcome to the members. Members crew, Speedy, welcome. Anthony's crew, welcome. Coinzel, Jay Nevi or Nevi, welcome to the VIPs, brother. Welcome, Alan Walker, Silas, Totally Not Sid, Samantha, and Grizzly Adams. Welcome to the Hidden Island VIP squad. Good news for you guys, and this is a good time now that we got all these new members. Thanks again, Killer, for the gift memberships. That's really generous of you. Yeah, make sure to hit accept memberships. Have those turned on for those who want one. Good time to announce this. So for everyone who's a member on my channel, and anyone who's a patron, the new theory video after this stream is done, the theory video is going to be going up. Unfortunately, I was hoping to post the video as soon as the stream went down. I was just checking my YouTube Studio before the stream started. The new video, the video I uploaded got hit with a copyright thing, so I'm going to re-upload it without the copyright issue so I can monetize the video, obviously. So it'll go up tonight. You guys will be able to watch the new theory. It's 40 minutes. It'll probably be up like around 10 p.m. Eastern, maybe 10:30 or 11, depending on how long copyright checks take. But yes, so for all those of you who got the membership today, you guys will be able to watch the next theory of mine in, maybe like 4 or 5 hours from now. So yeah, congratulations. And I got $5 from Marcus Frazier. Thank you, bro. He said, with the Hollow Earth theory, I don't like what I'm smelling in the kitchen, but I'll let him keep cooking for now. Love the channel. Thanks, Marcus. I couldn't have said it better myself. I think when it comes to the actual theory itself, the base is interesting. The concept is fun to play with. The conclusion they came to, I have to disagree with, just because logically I can't connect the dots. That being said, they're free to keep cooking. I'm not gonna tell them to stop when they already got they got the grill fired up. I got another one on here. I almost want to let Dawn and Dusk run it back, but we'll let chance play its part here.
Who is the man marked by flame?
Right. Denden Kushi's video, let's watch. Who is the man marked by
flame? Does
flames?
this power come from a devil fruit? Did this man make the whirlpools we've already seen in the story so far? Like the Turaya current? Like, sub, and let's get into it. Welcome back to another one. Today I have some very interesting information to share with y'all regarding the man marked by flames and potentially one of the most hype abilities in the One Piece world. Something that might help us in this quest to find the mysterious man with the burn scar are details we've got in the latest chapter, 1081. Recently, we discovered the man marked by flames most likely holds the last road poneglyph. As Blackbeard said, he heard a rumour about it. So he either holds it or knows where it is. And we got to remember that it was the one at Fishman Island that got moved afterwards. So the fact that this character holds the last key to the One Piece implies that he's for sure an important figure. Then we have the panel where Akiji speculates that he could be the man himself, and with Vasco's reply we can understand that this Whirlpool dude has had the Burn Scar nickname for quite a long time. Could this guy be from an older generation? Was he a part of some of the big incidents involving flames like O'Hara? Maybe he was a survivor from Fisher Tiger's feet. There was a lot of flames there. But let's get into the real juice. In this panel, Lafitte gives us new information about this man. He sails on a ship with pitch black sails, and anyone who gets near him gets swallowed by a whirlpool. This, my friends, might be insanely spicy. First of all, we have seen a lot of whirlpools in One Piece, but the one that I want to bring to your attention is this one. We should all be familiar with the very first image that we see in the anime after the sun. A giant whirlpool. And even in the manga, that's the first 2 panels at the beginning of Luffy's journey. But don't you find it strange that such a giant whirlpool appears in the East Blue, the calmest of seas? Even Luffy is surprised at how, on such a nice day, there's a whirlpool. Luffy didn't see anyone, but perhaps the man with the burn scar was close by, using the whirlpool as, for example, a way of travelling through the sea. Or maybe he was after Luffy and he escaped somehow with the luck of the Nika fruit. Either way, the fact that we know that this guy uses whirlpools could link him to the very first one that we saw at the beginning of the series, along with the sun, making him all the more important potentially. Another significant example is what we see when
but who is it? Who made the whirlpool though?
Hat crew just so happened to arrive on the Grand Line. A weird place for a whirlpool to be. But anyway, let's move on. Another genius touch by Oda is the fact that the very nature of a whirlpool is a swirl. Looks familiar? The famous swirl pattern that we see everywhere in the series. Oda himself directly said how important circles and swirls are in that spicy SBS. Have a look. Now, check this out. We can notice the swirl is a clockwise motion, going one way, which we see, for example, with the Gomu fruit. However...
Hey, then just hit 1,000 subscribers!
Nice.
Very nice, bro. Congratulations. Congrats on getting monetization. It's going to take, I think, a week, if you're wondering, for YouTube to I think, settle all that, if I remember correctly.
Omu has a twin,
Congrats, bro.
the Yami, and the Yami swirls rotate anti-clockwise instead. This is pretty cool since we know Blackbeard
is that true?
counters Devil Fruit abilities, rendering them useless. let me know if you see any other fruits like that share this sort of like relationship, either two or more. You know, it'd be interesting. I haven't looked too much into it, but it'd be interesting to find. Sorry about the tangent, but you might find that pretty interesting, I thought, and it ties to the power of this character being a whirlpool, the sea's very own spiral. This could also be another thing that ties Killer to the man marked by flames. Apart from knowing about him and sharing a burn mark, Killer's weapon also has a spiral motion, similar to a whirlpool if you think about it. He also usually wears blue, which is obviously reminiscent of the sea. Lastly, I want to bring up Sol. Tons of people thought Sol was the man with the last row poneglyph. Now, despite the fact that's unlikely, there's still some strange stuff going on in the background here. We speculated in our previous video about Killer being from O'Hara and his connections to Sol. Basically we have a lot of ties to O'Hara and its history going on currently, with Vegapunk, Robin, Dragon, Sol, Aokiji and Killer all currently in the story. So the man marked by flames no doubt is also tied to O'Hara and might act as a peak for the arc, if you will. Or does this all mean that finally we're going to end up with Jin? Anywho, I have one more interesting find that I want to share with you regarding the black ship that the Burn Scar dude uses. This likely ties into the Black Corsair, an adventure novel set in the Caribbean during the golden age of piracy. The novel narrates exploits of Emilio Roxanera, Lord of Ventimiglia, known throughout the Spanish seas as the Black Corsair. He also allies himself with some of the greatest pirates and buccaneers of the era, vowing never to rest until he attains his vengeance. Could this be the inspiration Oda used to create such a character? I'll let you be the judge, but we'll probably find out soon, to be honest. To summarise, the man with the burn scar seems pretty important and could have ties that trace back to the beginning of the series. He uses a power which is super relevant and genuinely could affect the whole story. Notably, he attained the road poneglyph somewhere between when Roger was killed and up until pre-time skip, which might give us a clue as to who it could be. But what I think personally is the man with the burn scar could be Saturn. He has the greyish hair of Nohara, has a scar on his left eye, like Killer and others, and has a cane which is twisted in the shape of a whirlpool. He's old enough to have affected the One Piece world for a long time, and such incredible power would only be featured with a strong character by...
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about the man marked by flames. We got Kushi to 1,000 subscribers here. That's great. All great news. I got to talk about the actual theory, though. I know that this is just a quick discussion and a theory. The issue I have with saying it's Saturn, if we're going off of what you're saying there, I mean, that's to assume the whirlpool in Chapter 2 is actually related. But that means you're saying that Saturn had something to do with the whirlpool in Chapter 2. Which I think if we're really putting that in perspective, do we think that, St. J. Garcia Saturn was in East Blue and he made a whirlpool at the start of Luffy's adventure? And then, there's no human around. That's the thing, right? Because that is a good portion of the video. So that's if the conclusion you're coming to is that it's him after talking about this whirlpool, it's like, how do we place J in the East Blue? With that whirlpool. That doesn't really tell me much. Another thing, we also got to talk about what marked by flames actually means, right? I talked about this with Dak in private a little bit. I know, Dak, you were going to probably use some of this sauce in your video, but I'm also going to just share it because it is just good knowledge for people to have. But it is, talking a little bit about the translation of man marked by flames. So the way that it's written is, and let me pull up what I sent you just to be as efficient with this explanation as possible. But the way that the man marked by flames is written is it's written as Hi no Kizu. Now the word let's see here, where did I write it here? All right, so yeah. So the man marked by flames is written as Hi no Kizu no Otoko, and the kanji that is used that they wrote for this, it could be translated pretty much directly as burn scar or scarred by fire. That's pretty much that. He is fire, no is a possessive, and then Kizu is mark, or in this case it can mean scar. The thing is, though, typically when you write burn, like let's say in Japanese, if you were to get burned, let's say you're cooking on a grill and you burn your finger touching the grill and you get a burn on your finger, you would use those same kanji. You know how they say man marked by flames is Hi no Kizu no Otoko, right? So the no Otoko part is the man, and then Hi no Kizu is marked by flames or burn scar. Man with a burn scar is what that translates to. The Hi no Kizu is the point of contention. When you burn yourself touching a stove, you would write the kanji for he, fire, and kizu for mark, but you wouldn't write the no. You actually would not write it no, and you just put those kanji together, and it's not read as he kizu, if you might think it would. It would actually be read as yakedo. Yakedo would mean burn in this context. It's written with the same kanji, but it's said differently, and it does not have that no particle in the middle. For whatever reason, Oda decided to use this wording of it. So that means it does not explicitly mean like a burn scar, and it does not explicitly mean it's like a tattoo, or like, I know that everyone's suggesting a bunch of ideas. In reality, what this could mean is actually very, very general, and it's very non-specific, but it does have two heavy implications. Either this marking is related to getting burned in some kind of way, or this marking looks like fire in some kind of way, which means that whoever has this name must either have some sort of burn marking that would indicate that the name marked by flames, marked by fire, or the marking would have to look like fire. It doesn't necessarily have to be a burn. It could be a tattoo. It doesn't even have to be a tattoo. It could be a birthmark. It could be pretty much anything, as long as it looks like, hell, to be honest, you could probably get away with getting called that if you were just wearing clothing, maybe. I don't know, like, I don't know if wearing clothing that looked like fire would count, but the point that I'm trying to make here is that St. J. Garcia does not have any burn mark, any mark that could be confused for a burn mark or confused for fire, right? This is clearly a scar delivered by something else, but a burn mark would look like one. Like Sabo has a burn mark, Aokiji has a burn mark. Those are very clearly burn marks. This is not, and you know, to have a nickname like that, it would have to be someone that you could look at, and then that would be the adjective you attribute to them. Marked by fire, or burned, or has a fire marking. Like, that's something that you would look at the guy and you'd immediately make the connection, marked by flames or something like that. It doesn't have to be marked by flames. It could be a burn scar or whatever, because the wording is intentionally ambiguous, but it has to at least look like fire or look like a burn. So that's the only thing I gotta fight. And I know that, once again, it's a short video. I don't want to harp on it for too long. I just thought this would be a good opportunity to explain the specifics of that translation and what the man marked by flames, or the man with the burn scar, is implying. I think if we're looking for candidates for this, it's got to be someone with a very clearly visible fire or burn related marking on their body. It has to be. So, you know, we can dig into it. We can dig into it another time and theorize who that could be. But because this whole video's conclusion was to, like, basically posit who we've potentially, because the video's titled "We've Already Seen the Man Marked by Flames." So who have we seen? If it's Garcia, or Saturn, or whatever call him, if it's Saturn, then for me, I got to push back on that, because I just think it doesn't line up with the information we have. So that's my feedback on that one. Now, we had two short theories. I feel like how far into the stream are we? What are we? 48 minutes? Okay. I think we can get another short to medium length theory in there. And then we'll do that, and then we'll cap off the stream with Dak's video. So let's see what we get. I hope we don't get like a 50-minute one next. But yeah, guys, go support Den Den Kushi if you liked the video, if you did like the theory, and if you disagree with me, if you think I'm just talking hella shit right now, that's all good, man. Represent the theory of your choice at the end when we do the poll. If I'm wrong, tell me. When we get to the poll at the end of the stream, throw your vote in, support your boy, support the theory if you liked it anyway. What I say doesn't necessarily make a difference, really. The polls decide the winner. So I'm just sharing with you guys my thoughts on that. So moving on, let's get to the next one.
Within the one.
Perfect. All right, perfect length, another 10-minute theory. Shout outs to my man, Young Usopp. I saw you threw this in the Discord, bro, and you wanted to get this theory up onto the stream. So I figured let's make it happen, bro. You're always in the streams. I respect that. So let's put your stream, let's put your theory up here. Let's see what young Usopp has to say. I'm used to hearing your music, but I have not heard you do any theory crafting before. So I'm excited. Usopp, take it away, bro. The best devil fruit theory, part 1, Zone. So this is only a part 1. Hopefully doesn't end on too bad of or too hard of a cliffhanger, because I'm gonna be tempted to go watch part 2. All right,
One Piece world, we have been hearing of guardian deities and devil fruits of gods, yet we still have no idea how this all came about and why individuals are calling them these names. For a month, I had woken up in a cold sweat each and every night, wondering why each island doesn't have the same guardian or god. I thought to myself, we know of religious symbols, but not of who these beings were. Questioned why we haven't heard about more of these mythical beings. Who or what could have brought this power to light? My wife seeing me drive myself mad as if I was looking for the One Piece itself, but then I had an epiphany. But before I get into details, cue the intro.
Bang bang. King of the snipers. That's fire.
Yeah,
The sampling?
that's me. It's your boy Young Usopp back at it again. Yeah.
Usopp's silky voice.
Don't forget to like,
Yeah, no, Usopp,
comment,
you have a
subscribe,
good
and
you have a
share
good
this video.
narration voice, man. You have a good like you could talk. Like I would listen.
Yo, what is up, guys? It's your boy, Young Usopp, and I'm back again for another
Young
video.
Usopp.
Listen, y'all.
First, I'll be talking about the guardian deities. My theory on how this came about is that scientists had developed a way to extract DNA from an animal that was the right hand and most powerful servant of a ruler and their kingdom. I say this because I don't believe there were individuals that were animals, like Chopper talking and acting as a human, unless we count the minks and fishmen, but these are individuals that are 100% animal. But one thing I do believe is that these rulers had powerful pets that would protect their island in order to ward off evildoers. Not all Zoans are guardians, right? And not all are
You're referring
classified
to
the
like
same.
so you think every kingdom has a guardian, has their own guardian animal, right? Is that the that's interesting.
Which is why we have regular Zoans of each animal within One Piece, and also mythical Zoans, which are very rare it seems. I believe they contain the DNA of animals due to the fact that the users of these fruits are able to go full Zoan mode, which allows the user to transform fully into the animal, a hybrid form which is between the animal and their human self. Or they can stay as themselves, right? But once they awaken, these individuals are known to lose control of themselves, and the beast within them takes over if their will is not strong enough, which is what we saw with Chopper in the Enies Lobby arc after he took 2 Rumble Balls. The scientists that created these devil fruits probably had found rare creatures like the phoenix or dragon that had elemental and other properties that were found to be otherworldly and gave certain devil fruits to top fighters, like top tier fighters, which is why we have mythical Zoans that are only heard of from mythology in the real world that we live in. Just like your devil fruit that has the power to press the like and subscribe button. And also, like
slick.
Marco's devil fruit, the Tori Tori no Mi, which could heal the user from life-threatening wounds and also heal people that the user aims its mending flames to. I believe that the devil fruits of god entities were created the same exact way, but instead of animals being used, they infused elements, imagination, and the DNA of the most notorious and powerful captains or fighters within the ancient kingdom. I say this due to how gods were thought of and made during ancient times. From what I have researched, the original gods were archetypes based on real people. Whoever possessed traits of gods were probably thought to at least be a spiritual descendant. Literacy and war warped them into pure supernatural beings, which is why I believe Luffy's devil fruit,
Yes, please like the stream, guys. Definitely helps me out a lot. The likes are pretty far behind the viewer count right now, so please let's close that gap. Like the stream.
Hito
Help a
Hito
brother
no
out.
Mi Madonika, which seems to have the properties of rubber, can manifest fire without friction. The user can use their imagination on themselves, the environment, or people around them, and also has similarities to the original individual. I'll give you an example of the similarities of the original user in Luffy's case. When he awakened, he was laughing uncontrollably. His heart sounded like the drums of liberation, which was heard by Zunisha, whom was around the original Joy Boy. His hair and outfit changed colors, and his hair looked like a white flame. Zunisha realized that Luffy was Joy Boy just from the sound of his heart, due to the original Joy Boy having this characteristic. As we know, Luffy's devil fruit chose him. He didn't choose it. So I believe that the guardian deities and god devil fruits choose their user based on the strength of their will.
So it's like
and also
Pokemon. It's like One Piece Pokemon, except like you capture them in fruits. They captured all the different animals, the guardian spirits and fruits, and they battle each other.
how they are emotionally
Maybe more like
mentally.
Digimon. I don't know.
For the case of guardian
Is it like
deities,
Digimon?
we know two
It's
as of
kind
right
of.
now. We know that Pell and Yamato both have these
I
guardian
wasn't a
deity devil
Digimon guy.
fruits that were found within 2 islands that were
Can
allied
people
with the
combine with Digimon? Because that's kind of what Zone Devil Fruits are. Sorry, the hard lemonade's kicking in a little bit.
ancient kingdom. Yamato's found in Wano and Pell's found in Alabasta. These two individuals were and are the strongest fighters on their island, respectively. I believe that Pell, as the strongest fighter in the right hand of Cobra, received this devil fruit so he can protect
I noticed a bunch of you guys liked the stream. Thank you very much. I love you.
the island from outsiders and individuals trying to hurt their kingdom and island. Yamato, as we know, wasn't supposed to eat the devil fruit as Kaido said during the arc, but somehow she found it due to her being hungry and ate it. We don't exactly know how it got to her or how she found it, but I believe it rode her just as Luffy's did to him, choosing her as the individual worthy to carry on the will of the guardian deity and protect Wano, which is why I believe it was only right that Yamato stayed on the island due to her being the strongest individual there, not due to her dreams, but due to the will of the guardian. I believe that once Momo shows that he can handle protecting the island on his own, that she will set off to meet with the Straw Hats in order to join their crew, or they'll just come to her and she'll be ready to go. If you are caught up to the current manga chapters, in chapter 1069, Dr. Vegapunk told us his own.
Excuse me, Killer? You misclicked? Alright, I'm banning Killer Comedy now. Alright, guys. We don't tolerate any misclicks in here. Just kidding.
Theory on how devil fruits
But
were
you thought I
made
was serious, didn't you?
and how they were
Nah, I'm just joshing you.
developed. He said that they were developed by imagination, each devil fruit being a wish that someone had made for the evolution of mankind, with the people eating them getting powers that were born from imagination. I can see how he might think this, but I feel as if he isn't 100% correct with this theory.
No!
Because if that was the truth, how would one be able to replicate a fruit that was only made from imagination? There
I would
has
never
to
do
be
that. Killer's
other
awesome.
factors and more variables for this theory other than imagination. For instance, how would
He
imagination
brought out the serious voice like you were OP scans about to get clapped. I have to make a OP scans like clip or like funny meme thing I can throw on the stream deck. I didn't. So anyone that wasn't here for the Mondays or yesterday's stream, damn Mondays. I said that like that was a while ago. I can't show it because it won't reach, but I got a 15 button stream deck now, so we got a lot more options on this thing. So I'm taking any and all recommendations. I was thinking about adding a button. That's like, like the Kaido drunk phases. I think I did this joke in one of my videos where, Kaido has like the angry drunk phase, the flirty drunk phase, and shit like that. I figure I'm always drinking and, fucking hitting pen on my stream. I'm always you can look at me right now. I'm fucking clapped off my ass. If I were to have that, I would probably put like flirty drunk in the corner there. I just have like angry drunk and I could just swap between them with the press of a button. That'd be pretty awesome. Anyway,
alone allow these powers to grow on a tree?
I actually do have I have a rant button. But it has a copyright on it. So I can't use the rant button. It has a copyrighted song. I'm not gonna stick ads on this stream anyway, so I don't give a shit. I'll just play it right now. For those that want to know what the rant button looks like, I have made it already. Okay. Movahed Sadigi says, to whom gifted me membership 2 times in a row, you the real MVP. Knowing who it could have been, in this case it was Killer. What can I say? Of course he's the MVP. My man Killer is a consistent MVP. Thank you very much, Killer, for gifting my man Movahed gift membership for this new month. I guess he got that this stream, or I don't know when he got it. But thank you for that, and brother, thank you for being a viewer of the channel. Congratulations on the membership. Enjoy the video tonight when it goes up. Get them likes up. Yeah. So the thing is though, I can't use that rant button because that rant button uses running in the 90s, and I guess that clip of running in the 90s is long enough to trip the copyright on YouTube. So I have to pick a new song to use for that little video there. I haven't decided on the song yet. But just like with this new video, I got to deal with copyright bullshit. Can we just, in what world can like can I just say this little rant? I guess we hit the rant time button, so I'm allowed to do this. In what world is it cool for us to oh, I can take clips from a movie, this $100 million movie cinema production. I can take clips from it and put it on YouTube, and I can talk over these clips, and it's fair use, and it's all well and good. But if I use a clip of music for 10 seconds, that's enough for you guys in these big hotshot music companies to claim monetization for the entire video? 10 seconds of a music clip is enough for you to get the rights to everything? Meanwhile, it's all good. I can put up I can put fucking Batman, you know, The Dark Knight Rises on here and talk over it and make commentary. That's fair use. I don't understand that music industry. I need you guys to chill with the copyright stuff. This has been kicking my ass. Anyway, Hassan Z, thank you so much, brother. Another 10 memberships, another 10 homies in the Hidden Crew. Welcome to the squad, all of my friends. Iced Empire, welcome to the squad. Ace, welcome to the squad. Shinuku, welcome to the squad. Sword Egg, welcome to the squad. Alexander, welcome, bro. Jordan, welcome. Dennis, welcome. Peter Falk, welcome. Ben Rate, welcome. Neil, welcome. All you guys, you are now hidden pirates. Congratulations. Do with that power what you will. Enjoy the video tonight. Alright guys, let's get back to the theory.
How would individuals know where to find these fruits? Why would certain fruits hide their true name from the user? This is why I believe all of these fruits were genetically modified. These beings using the power, being referred to as devils, going against a quote-unquote god or mother nature, because this is not how beings of the world were born. That is considered unnatural within the world. Many of us in the community believe that beings of the moon, whom we refer to as Shandeans, Birkins, and Skypeans, came down to Earth. As we know, Enel has the perfect devil fruit that powered the Arc Maxim, that was able to fly in the sky and up to the moon. That gives us a small amount of proof that some devil fruits might have been created before reaching.
Work comes first, my friend. Thank you for being here. Thank you to everyone. I know a lot of you guys out there, you know, you make the extra time to stop by the streams. You got busy days. It's not easy to make it. I know I see some names here for the first time sometimes because I know, you know, a lot of you guys lurk and you're not able to really make it for the streams and stuff. So I just want to say to everyone that is here live, that's here for the live stream, I really do appreciate you guys making the time and then taking some time out of your day to spend some time with me here. So appreciate you guys. Thank you for your viewership.
Earth. Another is with Enel being able to light up the underground ruins that he found on the moon.
I will clip the 1079 read.
Recharging the Tontada-sized robots. So what if these beings from the moon brought with them technology to create fruits to allow these individuals with desires and wishes to actually obtain them?
I'll do it this week.
Which is
I promise.
why they are called devil fruit users, going against the norm and obtaining powers that they have dreamed of. One other part of this theory is that it's crazy that Vegapunk said that the inventions that he's been making are all from the past. So that kind of means that these devil fruits that he's been trying to remake are all from the Void Century as well, just like the technology that he's trying to make. Well, one can only theorize how these fruits were made, and one can only continue guessing how far back these fruits may go. Maybe these guardian deity and
I like
god
how you're doing like
fruits
the
all have
rap.
more to them.
You have that little bit of rap spice in there because you have some lines where you have the line hit harder, and then you have the double or like the dual voice thing going on there. I would definitely work on getting it synced up a little bit better, but honestly, you could also just take the same clip and like maybe slightly pitch alter it to make it different. That might even work better for synchronization. But I don't know, I'd have to sit in the editor and do that.
Than Vegapunk and ourselves can even try to think of. But we are going to keep on thinking, just as the Straw Hats keep on dreaming. Thank you all for checking out this video and my channel. Hope you all have a great week.
Yep.
And just remember, the only thing stopping us is ourselves, so keep pushing forward.
All right, Usopp, my man, you're a treasure. I love that you've found a way to, in a different way from me, you found a way to mix your interest in music and One Piece together. I did the same thing with my channel, but instead of with rap, it was with jazz. So I do want to say I'd like to see that. I have some recommendations if you don't mind. I would put a little bit more action in the editing department. I would put more clips. I would put more images. I'd have more accompaniment to what you're saying. I think, as much as your smooth and silky voice is lovely to listen to, we need a little bit more because we're on YouTube. YouTube is not just a platform for audio. It's not just a platform for video. It's both. When we're making these theories for YouTube specifically, and we're not just like typing out an essay and posting it on Discord, I do think that there's an important part of having visual accompaniment, having evidence placed there on the screen to reinforce the things you're talking about, having visual aid to help guide people towards the ideas, the things that you're thinking about in your head, the ideas that you have in your head. Maybe more easily expressed to the viewer if you were to put stuff on the screen to help us see what you're seeing. So that's what I would recommend in the editing department. In terms of the writing department, so what I gathered from this theory is that this is a devil fruit theory about how zone devil fruits, or at least mythical zone devil fruits, are the guardian deities of various different nations. So all these different mythical zones are guardian deities of various different countries out there in the One Piece world. Some of them we don't know yet. And like Yamato is an example of one. Maybe Nika was the guardian deity of the ancient kingdom. That's an interesting idea. So I do like that concept, but then you have to answer other questions like, Pell's devil fruit was not a mythical zone. That was still the guardian of Alabasta. And if we're saying that all zoans are guardian spirits of various different kingdoms, then the argument I would give in response to that is, well, there's probably a lot more animals out there than islands or kingdoms. I would assume that there's a lot more variety in different animals and animal species. If we have devil fruits that have to distinguish between which type of cat, leopard or saber-toothed tiger or whatever, I would assume that at that point there's probably zone devil fruits for a shit ton of animals, and there's probably way more animals than islands out there. So I think the most important thing with any theory is stress testing the theory, taking that theory, stress test it, put it in, ask the questions that your biggest hater would ask in your comment section. When you write a theory, ask yourself as you're writing it, what are the questions that my biggest hater is going to come at me with? If you can figure out those questions and you can answer them in your theory, I think it will help your theory a lot, and it'll help you drive the point home. I feel like with this video, it wasn't structured enough to drive a point home for me. So what I would do with the next theory, or with the part 2, whatever you do with this series and you continue it, This is 4 months ago, so I actually didn't realize that this theory is from quite a while back. But in the future, what I would recommend is just presenting your point, make sure you get your point across clearly early on so we know what the theory is that's being discussed, and then bring up the possible stipulations of that theory and maybe some objections and try and answer those objections. So that's what I would do. I think this theory would have hit a lot more home if you were to do that. And yeah, that's pretty much all I can say, man. I always respect seeing new people, step into the ring with One Piece theories. I love to see new channels sprouting up, bringing new theories to the game, talking about new ideas, or maybe going into subjects that have been done time and time again and then giving their own take on it. So I think that's cool. But in terms of like whether or not this theory is gonna, sell it, this sold me on the concept. I don't feel personally very sold on the concept, but that's totally okay, man. That's just part of theorizing. Not everyone's gonna agree. So I would love to see you expand on this idea more. I see you're in the chat now, Usopp. Just got in the stream, was driving. Thank you all. Yo, man, I appreciate you, man. I'm glad. You said you just got to my house. All right, cool, man. Glad you got home safe. I hope you appreciated the feedback on the video. I do hope it does help, down the road. And with that out of the way, fuck, man, we were only an hour. These videos, these theories are all so short. And I feel like I don't know if Dak has strong enough competition yet. Do we have to give Dak some competition?
Why?
Do we have to give Dak a little bit of competition today? Do we do the SpongeBob theory? Do we watch the SpongeBob theory before Dak's theory? Do we do it, guys? Here, I'll put it to a poll. I feel like we need to give hold on. I'll put this one on 2 times speed or whatever, because I can't imagine you guys want to actually sit through. Oh shit! Not the Krabby Patty theory. Everyone wants it. Oh no. I feel like we have to. This is the wrench in the machine. Oh man, it's people are voting. People are voting yes. Everyone's voting yes. Damn. 20% of you are voting. I'm sorry. I'm going to have to upset 20% of you, it looks like. I apologize. I think I'm sick. Might need to go. Have a good rest of the stream. I'm sorry to hear that, Doron. Feel better, bro. Get some good rest. The VOD will be up for you when you get the chance, bro. Tony Chulo says, how do I renew membership? You can go directly to my channel page, and if there should be a button in the top right near subscribe that says join, and you should be able to just join back up through there. Yeah, I'm not sure if there's a way to do it from the stream menu. You might be able to just buy it if you press the plus, yeah, and then do like join. I don't know. All right, it looks like it's an 80-20 split right now, guys. I think we're gonna do it. I think we're gonna do it. Dak, it's time to give you a real contender for the for the belt this week. We're gonna get some Krabby Patty theory going, some theory action. All right, poll is ended. The final results for those watching the VOD was 80% people said we have to watch this video now. So I have it on 1.75. I hope that's not too fast.
Why, you may ask, do they love this greasy veal sandwich so much? No one was
Oh man, that's a little tough.
sure what was in these patties that made them so delicious. And frankly, no one cared except for Plankton.
And me. I also cared, but unlike Plankton, I figured it out. And today, I'm here to share it with all of you. The Krabby Patty secret.
I might have to. I don't know if I can deal with Matt Pat. I don't know if I can deal with Matt Pat for the next 18 minutes. I'm gonna try.
Is mine! And it's nothing like you'd expect. Hello, Internet. Welcome to Food Theory, the channel that's here to correct the culinary mistakes of our past. In case you've been living under a rock, which honestly would be on theme with this particular franchise, SpongeBob SquarePants is the iconic Nickelodeon cartoon all about...
Do I slow it down? No. Dilcor says slow it down. I'll slow it down. Let's see if this is better.
A yellow sponge flipping burgers for minimum wage. It's got musicals, it's got memes, but most importantly of all, it's got the single most legendary food mystery in all of television, the Krabby Patty secret formula. See, SpongeBob isn't just flipping burgers, he's flipping the burger. The be-all, end-all in underwater quick-serve concoctions. It's a burger beyond compare. A patty so good that it holds together the fabric of reality. The Krabby Patty is what ties us all together.
Okay, I'm gonna say right now, is the Krabby Patty secret formula... Is it because I'm assuming this video is a theory about what the Krabby Patty secret formula is, right? Is that what the theory is? This is like the One Piece of SpongeBob. It's like guessing what is the One Piece, but like the equivalent for SpongeBob. So, I'll just guess right now. It's probably like Plankton or some shit, right?
It will be a complete breakdown of social order. Dark times are ahead. Dark times indeed.
Seriously, aren't you overreacting a bit?
No restaurant has ever seen lines this long.
Excuse us, we'd like 3,000 Krabby Patties, please.
Unless, of course, you're talking about Mr. Beast Burger, but then again, it's because every bag has like a chance of containing, what, $10,000 in it or something? The Krabby Patty's able to do it on flavor alone.
Actually, I had some Mr. Beast Burger, and I think there's a higher chance of me getting cholera from inside a bag of Mr. Beast Burger.
Literally based on this guy who's about to die from consuming too many of them against doctor's orders. I mean, if you love it so much, why don't you marry it, right? Oh wait, that's actually less of a joke than I think. But what makes this patty so good? Well, in the show, it's kept as a secret that not even the loyalist of employees knows.
How can we make more Krabby Patties without the secret formula?
You've got to have that formula memorized by now.
The employee handbook clearly states, and I quote, "No employee named Harder and Ho commit the Krabby Patty secret formula to any recorded, written, or visual form, including memories, dreams, and/or needle points."
Here's your fine print.
Now, at face value, this shouldn't be too hard to figure out, right? I mean, it's just a hamburger. Get yourself some ground meat, slap some seasoning in there, and call it a day. Heck, the show even tells us exactly how to assemble the burger.
I can't put a patty on a bun with lettuce, cheese, onions, tomatoes, ketchup, mustard, pickles, and top bun together in that order.
But remember, we're not talking about the condiments, but rather the patty itself. That is the lingering mystery in this thing. And for not just one, but 2 decades, the truth behind the Krabby Patties managed to elude even the best minds. Rival business owners are risking life, limb, and cute teeny antennae in their attempts to find out what makes this perfect patty stand out from the rest.
I'll take one secret formula to go.
And today, I've got it. Call me Plankton, but I think I solved it. After reviewing all the footage as well as reading tons of interviews.
3 minutes in to get to what the fucking formula of the Krabby Patty is.
I think I've got it locked in. The definitive recipe for the patty. Let's just say we've all been wrong about what's inside of it for a long time. Now, if you're subscribed to my other channels, you've probably noticed this isn't my first topic over on Film Theory a few years ago. But to be honest, I wasn't all that happy with how the episode turned out. At the time, I concluded that the whole secret ingredient thing was just hype. A god-tier level of marketing genius coming from none other than Mr. Krabs himself. But it just never sat right with me. I mean, no amount of marketing is ever gonna make someone do this. At least I hope not. But we're older now, wiser. And most importantly, we have ourselves a legitimate food channel. It is now my literal job to figure out how recipes work, which means I'm ready to finally tackle this topic.
Oh my god, bro, what's the formula?
In episode Spy Buddies, we actually get this look at the supposed secret formula. It's got math, it's got molecules, it's a formula, all right, but for what? The formula reads quantity x minus 2 plus 1 equals Krabby Patty. The variable here, though, is x, not Krabby Patty. And if you solve for x, we actually get this. X equals Krabby Patty plus 1, Krabby Patty plus something. This isn't a formula for Krabby Patties, it's the formula for something made with Krabby Patties. I'm assuming it's the Krabby Patty with cheese, something that we can clearly see is offered by the Krusty Krab. For the real Krabby Patty secret formula, we need to turn to a different episode, Krabby Road. In this episode, we get a direct look at a portion of the ingredients list, and it is absolute gibberish. I'm not kidding. 1 teaspoon of Zwaschweigel, 4 cups of Gershkirsch, chopped Diffre. You might think that all these random letters are a code or a cipher, but nope, it's not. I've tried, the internet's tried. It really is just someone slamming their hands on a keyboard. Well, hold your seahorses, because when asked if the crew purposely hid the names of the ingredients to not reveal their
Are you sure OP Scans didn't just translate that list?
identity, executive producer Vincent Waller said this. Yes, he did say more than that, though. He continued with, the formula shall always remain secret. This is huge because it confirms that while these gibberish words aren't the real ingredients, this is the real recipe with real measurements. Looks like someone may have overplayed their hand there, Mr. Executive Producer. So let's break it down, shall we? At first glance, these mysterious ingredients may look to be unidentifiable, but look again. 4 cups of gish gish? That is a lot of whatever that ingredient is. Clearly, 4 cups of something is going to be the patty's base. Next up, we have diffge chopped. Well, I'm no expert in diffge, but I have read enough recipes at this point to know that it's actually really common to see a whole onion listed as just onion instead of 1 onion. And what do you know, but onions are normally seen as chopped when used in patty recipes. That then leaves us with the ingredient that only needs 1 teaspoon. Surely I can't tell what it is just by looking at the formula, right? Right. Yeah, honestly, there's no way to tell what this is based on the scene. However, we're not just limited to this one scene. There's plenty more information at our disposal. In the episode Friend or Foe, we flash back to the origins of the Krabby Patty. You see, this
dude deep diving through every episode.
known as the Plab Patty, a patty co-created by both Mr. Krabs and his once business partner turned rival restaurateur Plankton. In the episode, we learned that the pair worked tirelessly to craft the perfect burger, and the result was awful.
The Plab Patty was proven to be disgusting, dangerous, and diabolical.
However, in a stroke of pure luck, a series of ingredients fell into the mix which would turn this bad patty into a fab patty, and thus culinary history was made. But what were those secret ingredients? Well, it's at this point that I should probably mention Bikini Bottom Mysteries, an official SpongeBob spin-off uploaded here on YouTube.com that investigates some of the most mysterious parts of the show's lore. Seems like a good source of information, right? It is an official extension and all. Well, that's what I thought, so I decided to check it out. In their episode covering the Krabby Patty secret formula, they focused a lot on this moment of the ingredients falling in, but their conclusion wasn't what you'd expect. They say that the Krabby Patty formula never changed from the original Plab Patty formula.
That's right. The Plab Patty batter was never changed at all.
The narrator then goes on to say that none of the ingredients that fell into the goop actually mixed with the original formula.
They were never even taken out of their bottles, never able to mix with the rest
That's
of the batter.
bullshit. This is cartoon logic. This is cartoon logic, okay? If you throw something into the pot, it's mixed, okay? Doesn't matter if it's in a box, doesn't matter if it's in a bottle, doesn't matter about shit. If it gets thrown into the cauldron, that is part of the mixture now, okay? This is a cartoon.
Excuse me? We know for certain that at least some of them did. Look at that open bottle. Look at the new reaction that people have to the reformulated burger. It cannot be the same. The narrator then has the gall to tell us that there were 6 mystery ingredients that fell into the Plab Patty mixture, when clearly there were 7 bottles and jars on the shelf.
But newly uncovered footage reveals a shocking truth about those 6 ingredients.
In short, the evidence heavily suggests that this guy is an unreliable.
That's also bullshit. Because 2 of the bottles are the same thing.
Truth about
right?
Those 6 ingredients.
In short, the evidence heavily suggests that this guy is an unreliable.
Do I gotta start doing SpongeBob theories now and show him how it's done? Do I gotta start showing him how it's done in SpongeBob? Wait until you see my rock bottom theory.
Narrator, withholding information and outright lying to us to protect the secret formula. He's gaslighting us in the hopes that we lose the patty's scent. So let's instead take a closer look at what we actually see fall into the Plab.
I don't think you guys are ready for my glove world theory.
Patty mixture. First, we can clearly see that the Krabby Patty contains chili peppers. Notice the long red here with the little caps of green. This tells us that the Krabby Patty is going to have itself a bit of a kick. Next, we have ourselves a bottle with lit fire on it. Well, this could certainly be an additional hot sauce. Those bottles tend to feature pepper imagery more than fire imagery. When it comes to fire, that more frequently appears on bottles of liquid smoke, which would give these grilled patties a bit more outdoorsy wood fire flavor. Next up, this one right here has got to be breadcrumbs. Not only are they a common binder used in a patty making process, but more importantly, look at the structural difference between Plankton's chum burgers and the Krabby Patty. Planktons tend to ooze around and are generally
It's so easy. It's just so easy to make
process, but more importantly, look at the structural difference.
It's so easy to make OP scans TCB jokes with shit when it comes to shit like this, bro. Like, I literally gotta just put the text over each thing. The meme is already made for me. The meme's already made. I don't even gotta do anything. Just put TCB. Yeah, all right.
Between Plankton's chum burgers and the Krabby Patty. Planktons tend to ooze around and are generally shapeless blobs of ground meat. The inclusion of breadcrumbs, though, would help the patty maintain its structure, which now leaves us with 4 unidentifiable ingredients that literally give us no clue and look practically interchangeable. If only there was another episode out there that mentioned 4 almost identical ingredients. Oh wait, there is. In the episode The Great Patty Caper, because apparently the first episode titled Patty Caper wasn't enough, the ingredients turmeric, salt, flour, and barnacle shavings were explicitly confirmed to be part of the Krabby Patty recipe.
We start with flour, next we add barnacle shavings, we do the next one together, eh? Sizzle!
Now, one of those things is clearly not like the others. Barnacle shavings? What's going on there? Well, believe it or not, but while it sounds pretty gross, in reality, barnacle shells are just calcium. And calcium is actually really good for fish. This is what's known as fortification, and it's no different than your eggs having added vitamin D or your water having added minerals. Like humans, fish need calcium to build their bones. Not a lot, but some. Like, say, maybe a single teaspoon? Thought I'd forgotten about that one, hadn't you? Well, I didn't. And a small amount of barnacle-shaved calcium can go a long way. So that then takes care of our gibberish ingredients list, as well as the 7 jars that we see fall into the Plab Patty vat, which leaves us with the last and possibly most disturbing ingredient to be hiding in your Krabby Patty, chum. In the episode Friend or Foe, we see that it's definitely part of the recipe. Even in Bikini Bottom Mysteries, they close out their episode with the reveal of chum.
Is that they each contain an entire pinch of chum.
I'm about to
That's
chum!
Right, the very same repulsive ingredient used at the chum bucket.
Now, if you aren't up to date with your fishing lingo, chum refers to the ground mixture of fish and blood that's used to attract larger, more predatory animals like sharks. Which just doesn't seem right, does it? Is Mr. Krabs really selling his customers the ground up remains of their fellow fish? Are fish secretly cannibals? Is that why they love the Krabby Patty so much? No, no, and no. A very small minority of fish will eat fish parts. Cannibalism is only present in approximately 1% of all fish, and the Krabby Patty clearly casts itself a wider net. But even more importantly, we have irrefutable evidence that...
What the fuck? I thought fish eat other fish. I thought big fish eat small fish. What do fish eat? What do Wait, is that true? What do 99% of fish eat? Can someone... do we have any marine biologists in chat? Is there... I need to call upon the intelligent Hidden Island fan base here. do we have marine biologists in chat that can confirm this? Do 99% of fish not eat other fish? I'm like, what do they fucking eat then? Do they eat burgers?
The Krabby Patty is vegan. The patty itself, mind you, the actual sandwich is vegetarian because it contains cheese. Anyway, according to the show's creator, the late Steven Hillenburg, the Krabby Patty contains no animal parts. It's also been confirmed by a current executive producer. And if you have any doubt about it, here in the Sponge Out of Water movie, we get a close-up of the Krabby Patty being made in real life. That right there has the signature puck shape of a veggie burger, meaning that the base of the Krabby Patty isn't beef like everyone tends to assume.
I think he means they don't eat their own species. Yeah, but the fish in SpongeBob are not they're not all the same species though. So like the implication of chum wouldn't imply that they're eating their own species, right? It's just like a nondescript fish, made chum. So Tosmore goes, lots of things in the ocean aren't fish, bud. Yeah, I'm aware. I just didn't realize that 99% of them. But okay, but I understand now that that's in reference to interspecies or would that be intraspecies cannibalism? You can't have interspecies cannibalism. Well, you can, I guess it would be fish eating other fish, but that's between species. So it wouldn't really be cannibalism, would it? I don't know. This is getting too deep for SpongeBob, I'm going to be honest.
Instead, those 4 cups of gish gish are more likely to be beans. Faba beans, to be exact. According to Dr. Gavin Ramsay, faba beans have the potential to
I can't, hit play and then immediately hear 4 cups of gish gish.
Protein sources for fish. But just like we said, too much of a good thing is not always
Dak, I'm sorry. I think you just win it this week. I'm going to be honest.
Familiar? Like maybe someone getting sick enough that they die from consuming too many Krabby Patties against doctor's orders. This does leave us with one major question, though. How could the Krabby Patty be a plant-based patty but still contain a pinch of chum? Those two facts seem directly contradictory, but both are coming from irrefutable sources. Well, even though the word chum refers to a mixture of fish guts, by definition, it can also refer to chopped up vegetable matter. Vegetable matter, like the true secret ingredient in all of this, red algae. You see, one of the main problems with the Krabby Patty being vegan is that plant-based patties lack the natural juices that come from meat patties. And without added sugar, it's also challenging to get those patties to brown. But both of these are well-established characteristics of the Krabby Patty. They're juicy, they brown nice. So we know that there's got to be something more at play here. And that is where red algae comes in. Thanks to research out of Yamoja, a marine ingredient startup based in Israel, vegans can now experience all the crisping, browning, and bleeding goodness that make meat lovers go wow. By using a specific strain of porphyridium, a type of red algae, Yamoja has created a plant-based meat substitute known as onion. When cooked, onion changes color from red to brown, emits a meaty aroma, and has meat-like juices that don't just congeal, they crunch. That is to say, the outside of the burger develops a pleasant, crisp texture when cooked, just like we see happening in the show. Also, this is far from being the first time.
Bro, I don't care. I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to just go on a little bit of a thing here. I don't care how crispy that shit gets. That's not meat. Like that just does not. I'm sorry. I can't be sold. I can't be sold on the meat substitutes. It's just not. It's just not meat. I'm sorry. Like people for years. When you eat McDonald's chicken nuggets, the only thing I'd hear for years is just people going, that's not real chicken, right? And now it's like it's not real meat is like that's like a good thing, but like I don't know, man.
You've heard of red algae being consumed for food.
Maybe that's a bad take. Maybe that's a bad take. I acknowledge that it's a bad take. If you think so, that's fine. I'm going to stick to my guns on that. I don't know if I can do the I don't know.
Fan of sushi, you're probably familiar with nori, the thin black sheets of seaweed commonly used in sushi rolls. This seaweed is actually a type of red algae. In fact, in episode Friend or Foe, they outright confirm that seaweed sauce is part of the patty's original recipe.
You're the one who put too much seaweed sauce in a burger!
So why is Mr. Krabs so dead set on keeping the Krabby Patty secret formula a secret? Is it to avoid competition, or is it because he's scared of what his customers might think? Mr. Krabs is far from a fool when it comes to business, and he knows that people are notoriously skeptical when it comes to plant-based meat products. He wants to make sure that his burger stays the success it's always been for all these years, hence why it's all a big secret. What they don't know won't stop him from buying burgers that taste delicious after all, so the fact that his patties are plant-based is something that he'd rather keep under wraps. This is why he's not afraid to pull out all the stops if it means no one finds out about the Krabby Patty's juicy secret. But is it really necessary? I mean, could it be possible that fish actually like red algae and thus would be receptive, if not intrigued, by a burger containing it? Well, yeah, they do. Some fish are known to actually enjoy red algae as part of their
So is the whole fucking video just red algae is in Krabby Patties, bro? Why 18 minutes for that, man? Why 18 minutes for that? Okay, so we got the full recipe here. Let's hear it.
Krabby Patty. So there you have it, theorists. That is what's in a Krabby Patty. 4 cups of fava beans, 1 chopped onion, enough breadcrumbs to bind it, liquid smoked chili pepper, turmeric, 1 teaspoon of a calcium supplement, flour, salt, seaweed sauce, and lastly, the big secret, red algae extract. And of course...
Okay, that's such a massive secret. We should get Binging with Babish to make a real Krabby Patty using real barnacle shavings and red algae extract. I would love to see what that would actually look like IRL. I'd imagine it probably wouldn't look as appetizing as a Krabby Patty looks in the show, but yeah, real cool. Man, Dak, you got it, my friend.
Today I want to discuss the future of...
All right, let's get you back to speed here. Normal speed. Well, guys, I hope you like the Krabby Patty theory. The whole fucking video was 15 minutes or whatever to tell us that there is red algae in the Krabby Patties, and it's yeah. Well, I don't know how you're gonna be able to beat that, Dak, with this well thought out Chopper awakening theory, but I guess we'll have to see. We'll have to see you do the impossible today to beat that magnificent video that was totally a brilliant use of our time there. Chopper's awakening could finally earn him some respect. Let's see what he has to say. Dak Sake is the defending champion from last week. Let's see if he retains the belt this time.
Mr. Tony Chopper, because I think his introduction to the story was one of the most well done of any crew member, with the great Hear You Luck flashback as well as Kureha and the Cherry Blossom cannons. But since the time skip, it kind of feels like Chopper has been more focused on being a marketing tool.
And no, Dak, I see what you said about Matt Pat, and I genuinely agree with you, but my criticism of that video does not stem from a dislike for Matt Pat. I have seen Matt Pat videos that I think are solid. I will say, I gotta call it out because straight up, so much of that video is roundabout explanations and jokes to get to the ingredients list. I feel like we could have got there so much faster. And I also think with the degree that it was built up to, just saying that, oh, it's red algae because that's what they use to make Impossible Burgers. It's like, look, I'm doing his video a disservice. I'm not explaining it as well as he did, probably, but that's just my thoughts. That's my thoughts there.
Growing as a pirate. I mean, in terms of strength, he's still using the same form that he got in Enies Lobby, but his biggest power-up for it is that he can control it for 30 minutes, before suffering a drawback that rivals pre-time skip Luffy using Gear 3rd. And this is after working with Punk Hazard's Gigantification Specialist. I mean, fights last hours and even days in One Piece, so 30 minutes of Enies Lobby level strength seems kinda lackluster at this point, even compared to other members of the Weakling trio. Nami not only upgraded the climate attack over the time skip, but she now imbued it with a freaking thundercloud that has Big Mom's soul in it. And Usopp unlocked observation haki during Dressrosa. But Chopper does have a Hito Hito fruit, and we know that Luffy has another model of that. So I wanted to take the chance to break down what Oda could be cooking up for Chopper in the future, because I still have faith in the man who was once my favorite crew member, until we met this guy. And a big reason for that is that we all know zone fruits have wills of their own, almost as if they seek out certain people, like how Luffy's evaded the government for 800 years. And this could be why sometimes the awakening takes over the user's mind, and sometimes it doesn't. So I've been wondering what it's going to look like when Chopper finally awakens it, because I think we can all assume that'll happen at some point. Because at its core, his devil fruit is what gave him human level sentience or intelligence or consciousness or whatever you want to call it, and that's what even enabled him to pursue his dream in the first place, which is to cure any disease in the world. Which isn't something we've heard a lot about since we first learned about it. I mean, we've seen some doctoring feats since then, like helping the kids at Punk Hazard, curing the disease in Udon Prison, and then also curing the Ice Oni virus, of course, which is actually a little more impressive now that we have extra context from Queen's involvement with Vegapunk and Mads, in my opinion. But I think a lot of us are looking for more from Chopper. Like, one example could have been curing the Smile Fruits, which we didn't see Chopper discuss whatsoever, but in SBS 105, Oda told us that Chopper wasn't able to cure them, and no such drug exists in the world. And look,
I think 18 minutes for all the Krabby Patty ingredients is better than what some of us do for One Piece theories. That's pretty funny. I agree. I've seen theories that take forever to get to the point. I'm actually guilty of that sometimes too. But I think the difference is it's One Piece and not SpongeBob. I think that's the difference. It's One Piece, a series that has established a precedent of having setup and payoff, and having plot elements get set up with the intention of being answered later, there's a lot of intentionality behind Oda's writing and what he shows on panel, what he doesn't, which is why the theory scene for One Piece is as big as it is. I just think an 18-minute video to get to like a 1 or 2 sentence conclusion for One Piece is probably a lot more entertaining and full of depth than an 18-minute video about SpongeBob. and going over the potential Krabby Patty secret formula. I just think that there is a little bit of a difference in terms of how, how that time, how the time spent is going to actually, like, what you're actually going to learn over that time. I don't know. I just think there's more value in analyzing One Piece, even if it does get long-winded, because One Piece is just such a dense, shonen. So
look, I can totally get that he isn't able to cure them yet, but it would have been nice to see him try, right?
Yeah, AZ, that's also something I agree with. The writers of SpongeBob don't even know the Krabby Patty formula because it never existed. That's probably the case, right? Like, if you were writing the show and you wrote this gag, you probably wouldn't even come up with what the formula is because it's not necessary, because you're never going to reveal it. They didn't even intend for the show to go on as long as it did. So it's like, it's a fun concept. Pat makes fun theory videos about, like, things that, there's no point in theorizing about. I get that. I'm just saying that the time, I mean, even on 1.5 times speed, like, the dude took forever to get to the actual list of ingredients.
Where is this energy that we saw whenever we first met him? His whole dream is about curing things that aren't normally able to be cured. So I think all of us are just wondering when we're finally going to see him get closer to accomplishing his dream. And I think I may have found that answer. A couple weeks ago, I searched my computer for a measly 4 letters in a space, which was Doc Q. And the result that sat in front of me literally blew me away, because the result said, Dr. Here You Look, Quack Doctor. Yes, the Quack Doctor, otherwise known as Dr. Here You Look, showed up because the letters for Doc Q are within the words Quack Doctor. As in, Doc Q could be short for Dr. Quack. And that sent me down a whole other spiral, because Chopper and Doc Q are both doctors of their own crews. And Chopper's dream is to cure anything, while we just learned that Doc Q's devil fruit is all about giving people diseases. And I think a lot of us already assumed that these two would fight each other once the Straw Hats and Blackbeard Pirates finally clash, but as I've said in my videos on Brooke and Frankie's fights already, I think every single fight between these crews will have a deeper level to it than simply a position versus position thing or a rank versus rank thing. There will be conflicting dreams, ideals, and even backstories that will make them some of the best fights in the story, as they should be. I mean, Oda's probably had most of these planned out since the beginning, so you know.
Yo, Usopp, thank you for the $5, bro. He said, just finished your review of my video. Thank you for reviewing it, and I appreciate you for checking it out and advice on it as well. Sure thing, brother. I'm happy to help. I'm happy to review the video. I'm glad you've been taking shots at theories. I'll definitely check out another one when you got some more sauce.
Oh, he's cooking. And this Dr. Quack idea could tell us that Chopper and Doc Q both have some connection to the original Quack Doctor, being Here You Look. And I noticed that Doc Q and Here You Look also share some physical similarities, like a tall face with long hair and kind of thinned out facial hair to go with it. So what if he is actually Here You Look's biological son, compared to Chopper, who is sort of Here You Look's adopted son? But the weird thing about Doc Q is that he's currently 28 years old, but he looks a lot older and more sickly than he should. And it could be fair to attribute that to his disease fruit, kind of like how Magellan had diarrhea all the time. But Doc Q also said that his body has been fragile since he was born. So he's been like this from the get-go and not after he got his fruit. So maybe Here You Look's terminal illness carried over into his children or something, or maybe he just made his wife sick while she was pregnant with Doc Q in the first place. Not that he meant to, of course, but he was just kind of a shitty doctor, right?
They're
Either
both
way,
from the
I
West
think this
Blue
could make
too,
for an
Rubik?
interesting
Is that true?
fight between Chopper and Doc Q, since they
Dang.
both could be carrying Here You Look's will, except maybe opposite sides of it. Here You Look didn't use acceptable methods, but he genuinely wanted to help people and wouldn't take any payment for it. Contrast that to Kureha, who studied and had actual medical acumen, but charged an arm and a leg to save people. It's kind of the idea of you pay for what you get. But what makes Chopper so special, and what will probably enable him to achieve his dream in the first place, is the fact that he's taking the best of both worlds from these two doctors. And I think that was illustrated really well with these two panels, where Oda juxtaposed these two ideals by Here You Look showing that Chopper has the most important qualification by having a big heart, but then
that's
Kureha
such a
says,
crazy yeah, I never put that together. Like, I guess subconsciously, like, my brain noticed it, but I never actually, like, put together this correlation here. That's actually a really cool point.
is that a kind heart alone won't save lives, you also need actual medical skills. From Kureha, he learned legitimate medical knowledge, and from Hiryuluk, he learned to think outside the box a little bit, that there may be a little more to healing people than simple chemistry and biology, which Kureha illustrated for us in Chopper's send-off with Hiryuluk's pink snow, especially when she said, "What wonders fools can create." But this moment showed Chopper that you can even heal the heart of a country, and not everything is done with medicine per se. I mean, even in one of the most recent cover stories, we saw Vegapunk won the Ibel Peace Prize for creating flowers that bloom in gunpowder. He was shooting flowers out of a cannon very much like Hiryuluk was, except obviously Hiryuluk kind of took a shortcut by turning the snow pink. This is where Chopper learned the importance of rejecting impossibilities, which is what it means to fly a pirate flag in the first place. By combining these lessons from both Kureha and Hiryuluk, that's what's going to make it possible for Chopper to finally achieve his dream of curing anything in the world. Converse that with Doc Q, whose fruit would tell you that he almost wants to make everything sickly. I mean, Doc Q and Stronger are based off one of the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse being pestilence, and that's something I'm going to talk about more towards the end, and that could maybe even parallel how Hiryuluk often made people worse off than they were before. I mean, during his introduction, he not only shot the dude's wife with a tranquilizer dart, but administered frog extract that had the guy foaming at the mouth, and then he just dipped. So maybe Doc Q's goal is actually somewhat similar to Chopper's, kind of how Kureha and Hiryuluk had the same goals as well. They both wanted to help their patients, but they went about it in much different ways with much different effectiveness as well. Chopper could be curing people the proper way, while Doc Q might try using additional diseases to counteract the patient's current symptoms. And it would probably end up leading to a much shorter lifespan than usual, which I think is indicated by the juxtaposition of Doc Q looking super old despite being 28, and Kureha still being so lively at 141 years of age. This kind of shows us what happens whenever you adopt one of these philosophies with your doctoring. And that brings me to another...
I'm loving these like parallels and inversions that you're pointing out. These are all really cool.
Interesting point about Kureha, which is that we still don't know the secret to her youth, even though she's been trying to tell us since we met her. And one theory I've heard since about as long as I can remember is that Kureha got the immortal youth surgery from the op fruit sometime in the past. And while that's definitely a possibility, because I mean Kureha has been around a long time, I think it's more likely that it's gonna tie to something that we've already seen an elderly person use in the story, like Lao Ji, who used an ability called Qigong to counteract old age and even bring back strength from his youth. I talked about Qigong in depth in my Lucky Roo video, so I don't want to recap it too much, but it's basically just another form of life return or semi-Qigong, and technically Qigong is a different ability, but they're all very, very similar in form and function, and it's all about consciously controlling your bodily processes, including aging. And this is interesting when you consider the fact that Chopper is the one who fought the most proficient life return user during Enies Lobby, who was Kumadori. And during that fight, Chopper even said that the power sounds like something he's already heard about before.
Shh, he's cooking.
Called biofeedback. So this tells us right away that Chopper had heard about this power even before we were introduced to it. So maybe Kureha has a book on this back in her castle or something, because this might be what she uses to stay so young. Maybe the reason Chopper's heard about it is because Kureha always trying to tell people about it. She could just be so in tune with her own body that she's even able to slow the aging of it by will, as if she can just make the cells slow down their own natural deterioration. For just one possible scientific example, one big factor when it comes to aging in real life is the length of the telomere in your cells. As our cells continue to duplicate over time, the telomere shortens and begins to cause problems that are usually tied to aging. I'm definitely simplifying it as much as possible, but go read up on it more if you're interested. But maybe Kureha was able to manually control this process, and that's why she ages so slowly. So this power wouldn't just be indicative of her strong...
Imagine being able to just like fucking semi-Keycon your telomeres. That's
but
wild.
also how she uses that alongside her medical acumen, because she would need to know what's going on in her own body in order to counteract the aging in the first place. And what's interesting about Kureha is that she's the one who first mentioned the Will of D in the story, where she knew that Roger was actually Gold D Roger. So obviously there's something very important going on with her past. So I want to give a quick shout out to Den Kushi, who has a video coming soon about that very subject, and it even ties to Captain John. I got a sneak peek at the script. So go make sure to check out his channel down below. willow. But during the Drum Island arc, it also heavily emphasized the importance of cherry blossoms, and Hiryuluk even said that he was on the verge of death but was cured in the land of cherry blossoms. So this perfect cure that he's been searching for seems to have some kind of connection to them, and that's why he was researching them for so long, and why he was trying to bring cherry blossoms to Drum Kingdom to begin with. And coincidentally, the place that Roger told Whitebeard about the Will of Deed could easily be looked at as the place that Hiryuluk was talking about, since there were cherry blossoms everywhere. I think Oda definitely had them discuss the Will of Deed there on purpose, because Hiryuluk's flashback ended with him talking about inherited will, by saying that a man is only dead when he is forgotten. It's like the D is never forgotten because of that initial, and if you want to know what the D is, I have a whole section on that in my Lafro Tale 2 video that I just dropped. But this all ties the Sakura trees and inherited will together pretty closely, and right after Kureha shot those cannons, she even looked at Luffy's bounty poster and said that the Will of D lives on. Now, while I do think that we're going to discover an actual cure at some point, and I'm going to cover that in just a second, maybe another way to look at the cure in general is just knowing the fact that you never really die if your will is carried on. Roger as we knew him may have died, but his will lives on through Luffy, kind of through the D-Clan, and even kind of through all the great pirates that went on to search for the One Piece because of him. Which brings us to Blackbeard, who just happened to visit Drum before we even got there. I've heard a ton of good theories for why he went there, but in my opinion, given that Blackbeard has made a career...
I just want to preface this by saying that this is something my wife has been asking me incessantly to make a theory about, because she really wants to know this, and I haven't had any good ideas. She always asks me, hey, can you make a theory about why Blackbeard went to Drum Island? So I'm very interested to hear what you have to say here, Dak, because I don't have any good ideas for that.
On hunting down devil fruits. I think that's exactly what he was doing there as well, meaning that he was looking for Chopper's fruit. I mean, on one hand, you may think that he wanted it because it had the chance to be the Nika fruit, since that's also a Hito, but Blackbeard seems way too knowledgeable about devil fruits to make that kind of mistake, in my opinion. I have a feeling he knew exactly what Chopper's fruit was and exactly which crew member he wanted to give it to, being Doc Q. But what good would a human fruit do for a human?
Ronnie's a real homie. He says, bro, I'll be honest, I'm biased. It's Dax or young Usopp, let's be real.
Like Doc Q.
I love that.
Oda told us that if a human ate the human fruit, then they'd become human, or...
And Dak, I see you said I have a better idea than the one I have in this video now, but it's still a solid option. I also just had an idea that came to me, which was, could it be that Kureha, you know, like some people have said that she might have been like a former Rocks pirate or something. If that's the case, that could be the connection to Blackbeard, and maybe that's why he went to the island. He was there seeking Kureha, but he couldn't find her maybe because she's up on the mountain. So maybe he came to the island with the intention of meeting Kureha. That could have been, or recruiting her maybe. I don't know. But now, this is the thing though. This is also what's crazy, because if Doc Q has relations to Hiryuluk, and they are, you know, brothers or something like that, or not brothers, he's his son. That could also be another good reason for why they stopped by Drum Kingdom, not for Blackbeard, but for Doc Q's purposes. So, really interesting. Muglatan said, IMO, Blackbeard grew up in Drum Island. People born in Winter Islands don't sleep. That was an interesting point. That was also brought up in the Drum Island arc, if I remember correctly. And attacked it to cover his past. That's interesting. I don't know, I don't know if it necessitates that he's from Drum Island, because there's more than one Winter Island out there. So, you know, he could be... I think that what the point that you made about people born on Winter Islands don't sleep, that rumor, I think that's valid. That's an interesting point, and I think that could mean that Blackbeard is from a Winter Island. Do I think he's from Drum Island? I don't think he is, and the reason I don't think so is because I feel like someone in Drum Island would have mentioned that when they talked about the Blackbeard pirates invading. But the way they made it sound is that in the Drum Island arc, the people there saw Blackbeard as an outsider, a pirate who came and invaded them. But if he was like a former member of their village and like a part of their, you know, ecosystem on Drum Island, they would have recognized him. They would have said, like, he used to be, you know, he used to be from here, and then he became a pirate, and he came back, and he's been terrorizing us. But no one said that. So I don't know if I believe, I I don't know if I believe that he's from Drum Kingdom, but I do think that the Winter Island thing is interesting.
Find their true spirit or something. Or another way that this has been phrased is that the user becomes enlightened, which may just be a nod to Sengoku's Buddha fruit, but then he also says that you will live more human-like, or not. Basically not. Then he runs away.
Par, I would
Oda
love to
was
hear your
clearly
theory on it too,
non-committal
bro.
to this answer, and I think that's
Why he's
because
there,
it's something
or
we're
why
going
he
to
went there.
eventually learn about. So
I think
what
it's an
could
interesting
Blackbeard
topic.
have potentially been planning by trying to give this fruit to the sickly Doc Q? Well, I think his plan was to cure him of all the ailments he's had since he was born, because I think the perfect cure that Chopper and Hiryuk have been looking for was Chopper's devil fruit all along. It was originally said that the perfect cure was a mushroom
Is that
found
true,
in
Moog?
Drum Kingdom. But
That's
what does
interesting.
Chopper's devil fruit look like?
I'll have to check
a
that.
mushroom.
That's
And I
a
wouldn't be
good
surprised if
point.
Doc Q's sick fruit looks like a poisonous mushroom, furthering the parallel between these two. And I think the
that's
reason
funny.
nobody could find that mushroom was because Chopper already ate it. But what really makes this fruit the perfect cure? I mean, all we've seen it do is turn a reindeer into a walking and talking human, but I think that might be exactly what it would do for someone like Doc Q. I mean, yes, he's a human and he's sort of walking and talking, but humans don't normally come this fragile and sickly, right? And he's even said that it's been that way since he was born. It's not like a temporary thing. So maybe eating this fruit would almost restore him to a more proper human form of sorts. I mean, if it can turn a reindeer into a human, I would have to imagine that it can turn a sick human into a healthy human. And like we saw with Luffy's awakening, which also involves a Hito Hito fruit, he was able to share his powers with Kaido, like by making him stretch into the balloon and the jump rope, which they kind of noted isn't a normal thing. So maybe the awakening of this Hito Hito fruit does the same thing, where you can almost share these human powers with other
I
people,
really like that,
healing them in the process by almost reverting them to a better.
I really like that idea of the poison or like the sick fruit being like a poisonous mushroom design. That's a nice like visual thing. Par said, I'm sorry, Hidden. All my recent vids are like 45 minutes. This Blackbeard vid is gonna be 50. That's all good, bro. I don't mind. I to be honest, instead of 5 short videos or 4 short videos and a Krabby Patty video or whatever, I'll take the 50-minute. You know, and also my next video that's coming up is also like 40 minutes, so I understand. I messaged Actus. I was like, bro, what's wrong with me, man? I said that after my Mihawk, like my 35-minute Mihawk Shanks video, I was like, man, I'm taking a break from doing these like 30+ minute videos. The next one's going to be at least like, the next one's going to be at most like 20, 25. And then here I am, I made another 40-minute video. So I can't control it, bro. I just can't. I don't know what it is. When you're cooking, you just cook. That's just how it works.
Better human state, basically. And I've seen a lot of people discuss how Monster Point is going to be connected to his awakening, so I wanted to make sure I touched on that as well, because I don't think that has anything at all to do with the awakened Hito Hito fruit, and that's because it's triggered by the Rumble Balls, which were said to mess with the fruit's biochemistry specifically. Now, some people look at this as a forced awakening scenario, but humans don't really look like that, right? Why would the human fruit awakening be some kind of giant monster thing? I mean, even if humans can be monsters mentally, they don't physically become that. The Rumble Balls mess with what the fruit is supposed to do normally, so I don't see Monster Point being tied to the awakening outside of the possibility of Chopper awakening and then using a Rumble Ball to create some kind of crazy distortion of the awakening that lets him do some crazy stuff. But naturally, without a Rumble Ball, I honestly think Chopper's just going to end up looking a lot like Vegapunk, because the fruit's most important factor was that it granted sentience or intelligence to Chopper on the level of a human.
Chopper's gonna have a massive head, like he's gonna have a giant brain like that. Oh, damn. Thank you, Justin. Welcome to the stream. I have not made a vid about Shanks being a celestial dragon, but I don't know if I would make that vid. I think there's plenty of theories saying that already, so I don't know how much I'd be able to bring to the discussion. I usually only make videos when I have something I really want to say.
Humans are luckily at the top of the food chain, for now at least, and a big reason for that is our intelligence. Like I mentioned earlier with biofeedback, people can spread consciousness even to the tips of their hair, even controlling their own bodily processes, and maybe even reversing aging like Lao Ji was able to do. So maybe Chopper's awakening gives him the intelligence necessary to do this even to other people's bodies, as if he could look at you or touch you and be able to break down what the ailment is and how to fix it. I mean, we've seen him diagnose people's weak points in battle
Damn,
before,
the
like against
ultimate
ores,
brain
for
point.
example. So it could be that same idea, but just on a whole other level. Basically, brain point to the max. And I think that'd be really fitting for Chopper. While a lot of his character growth so far has been accepting his monsterness, it would be great to end the character arc with achieving some heightened level of sentience or humanity. And having a devil fruit be the perfect cure makes a lot of sense, because how are most cures made in our world? They're either scientific, like, made in a lab, or they grow out of the ground. But that's also how devil fruits are made. I mean, they're either made in a lab, which Vegapunk was able to do, or they grow out of the ground, which we saw with the Smile Fruit Farm. And I mean, they're called devil fruits, which would normally grow on trees. So this marriage of technology and nature seems to be how devil fruits were made, and that's also kind of how we make medicine a lot of times. So it makes sense that the perfect cure is also just a devil fruit. I mean, this fruit may have been created by the ancient kingdom with the specific goal of curing people, and that's what made Chopper the perfect fit for it, and why the fruit ultimately chose him with its will, if that is indeed how it works. And this would also be why Chopper is the one to successfully awaken it, because both he and the fruit want to cure ailments from those living around him. And maybe some of you are now wondering how this would tie back into non-humans, and for minks and fishmen and similar races like that, I think it would all work the same as if they were just humans. I mean, the minks said they think of humans as hairless minks, and the point of the blood transfusion in Fishman Island was to show that humans are more similar to fishmen than they are different, I think. So for most life forms, I think Chopper's fruit would just heal them naturally and not turn them into a crazy human form, right? Now, for other reindeer or normal fish or birds or whatever, things that aren't quite that sentient like humans are, I'm really not sure what would happen if Chopper uses Awakening on them, so let me know what you think about that down below. And now I want to bring up one other important possibility for Chopper that was actually sent to me by one of my members named Matt Cypher all the way back in August. And on the surface, I know it's going to seem kind of crazy, but just give me a chance to explain. But what if Chopper was the forest god, connecting to the 4 gods that we learned about in Skypiea, of course? And I know everyone wants to rush to the comments to bring up Green Bull. I know, he's definitely a possibility. But one thing to think about is that the only god fruit we know of for sure is the sun god, which is Luffy's, and it comes from a version of a Hito Hito fruit. And Chopper also has a Hito Hito fruit. Now, it seems to be a normal human fruit, but Oda didn't have a problem changing things up for Luffy, so who knows where this thing will go. And I would have to imagine that the world government tried to hide the names of all the god fruits if they do really exist. And Luffy's is the sun god, but he just has rubber powers. You'd almost imagine the sun god would have powers like Ace and Sabo. So to me, the Forest Logia user is almost too obvious for the forest god. And I also have a feeling that if we do get fruits for the 4 gods, they're going to be very unexpected people. And remember, Chopper's fruit was more about intelligence than anything, or human level sentience, as opposed to actually becoming a human, like biologically becoming a Homo sapien. I mean, yes, it's a human fruit, but even in Chopper's human form, he looked a lot more like Bigfoot. It's like it embodied evolution to a degree, like going from a lower intelligence.
That's a great point. His fruit is more of like an evolution fruit, because he can also, that's the thing, right? He can change between different forms, but it's not just like animal, hybrid, human. Like, that's not how it is with Chopper has multiple forms. And that was all made possible by getting the intelligence that he got with this fruit. Like, it is basically an evolution devil fruit. That's pretty much what Chopper's fruit is. That, because, it's like, what happens if a human eats the Hito Hito no Mi? Well, maybe it evolves humans further. Like, that's a way to think about it. That's a great idea too. Like, I've never heard anyone put it that way. That's my headcanon.
Life form.
Like, I'm just gonna do that from now on. Just like, it's like the evolution. It's basically like an evolution fruit.
A higher intelligence life form. And that might be why it's called a human fruit right now, because humans are the most intelligent being on Earth, at least in our world right now. Until we have aliens come down, of course. And I think the forest is a really good embodiment of that life, or that feeling of evolution, because there's a bunch of different life forms that work together to make that ecosystem. You have the insects, the trees, of course, the animals, and everything else works together to create the forest. You could even say that the sun, the earth, and the rain, the other 3 god names, work together to create the forest. All of it works together to create life. And remember, Hiryaluk's entire goal was to make cherry blossoms bloom anywhere, which come from a type of tree. And Hiryaluk even said that he found the land of cherry blossoms, which could basically be a forest of sakura trees that went on to heal him. So now we actually have a tie between a type of forest and healing people, which is Chopper's entire goal. So maybe what we eventually see is that whenever Chopper does awaken, he spreads his power to all the life around him, like I was saying earlier, and it turns every type of tree into a Sakura tree. The cherry blossoms may not actually be what heals people, but maybe the cherry blossoms are just the sign that the awakened Hito user was there, and by awakening, they probably healed everyone that was there, and that may be what happened to Hiryuluk, but he just never knew that. So maybe when Chopper awakens, he not only achieves his dream of being able to cure every disease, he also achieves Hiryuluk's actual dream of actually making cherry blossoms bloom anywhere. I mean, one of the first times we even saw Chopper stand up to Luffy whenever he was being chased around the castle, it was because Luffy and Sanji were about to shut the door. And all of a sudden, Chopper got really mad and yelled at them that they better not touch it. I mean, 2 seconds before this, he was running around scared of them, but it was because there were birds nesting on top of the door. In my opinion, this really echoes the sentiment that Chopper could be the forest god because he's all about life. He's all about
Pink
saving
birds, too.
people. And if he really does end up
That's in the
turning a
color
forest into
only.
a Sakura forest, because that's just what happens when he awakens, then honestly, I really couldn't think of a better example of a forest god. So now I want to talk a little bit about the fight between Chopper and Doc Q that we're likely to get by the end. Because on one hand, like I said, we have Chopper who's taking both the best worlds from the 2 doctors that he learned from, while Doc Q seems to be taking the worst of both worlds. And like I mentioned at the beginning, Doc Q and Stronger are actually based off one of the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse, being pestilence, which is all about spreading disease.
That's
One
an
of the
Elden
4
Ring
horsemen of the
boss.
apocalypse being pestilence, which is all about spreading disease, like a plague. And in Greek, they're actually just known as death, which is
Vid, thank you for the $5. He said, yo, Hidden, did you watch the end of the Sanji Queen fight in the anime yet? I did. I actually woke up this morning and I watched it. I pulled it up, and very, very nice. What can I say? I mean, beautiful animation. They're pulling out all the stops. I've been thinking, like, I might start watching week to week again. I haven't done that in a while, but like the episodes, they've been doing some crazy stuff. I can't wait to see the end of the Zoro King fight animated. Law and Kid versus Big Mom. I mean, I think we already are satisfied after that animation we got at the beginning of the stream. But I mean, there's so much fire. There's so much fire in the anime right now. I can't wait. And Gear 5th is like only a month away, I think. Right? Might be 2 months, knowing how they tend to drag stuff. But we'll get it in the summer, which is exciting.
is perfect since Doc Q's epithet is the Death God. And like I've been saying throughout the video, where Chopper's fruit is maybe more about life or sentience or intelligence, it almost seems like Doc Q's is about death. Whenever he infected Law with the Milady virus, he even commented how a cure always comes along. So maybe he actually wants to kill people because there is no cure for that. And this brings us to Stronger, because I love a lot of the Stronger theories, like Stronger being rocks.
Yeah.
Shout out to Parvision.
Shout out. It's also such a fire thumbnail.
Stronger, because I love a lot of the Stronger theories, like Stronger being rocks. Shout out to Parvision. I do think it's more likely that Stronger is just going to be
into a horse is so sick.
Companion of Doc Q of some sort. And I think they could be yet another parallel to Chopper, because Chopper is an animal that wanted to be a human. Now, while we think Stronger is a horse,
It'll probably be
has
August,
the
you're right,
Pegasus fruit. So
It's
maybe
not gonna
Stronger
be
was
like a
once a
month. It'll be
human
like-
who didn't like being
be like 2
human,
to
so
3
he
months.
wanted to become an animal. So
End
now
of
you
the
have
summer.
Chopper and Stronger being two sides of the same coin, but yet it's a different coin than the one that Chopper and Doc Q are a part of. And since Doc Q can turn men into women and vice versa, maybe he can turn people into
You made that
animals.
thumbnail?
And maybe that's the
so
plan that
sick.
him and Stronger have had all along, because they don't want people to have that kind of intelligence. Maybe they don't want people to find cures for their diseases, or maybe they just don't like humans in general because they were wronged at some point in the past.
I can make some comment about this artwork here, but I'm not gonna.
Whatever it is, I think both
It's actually drawn well. I'm a little bit sus of Doc Q.
of these people
I don't know about his intentions.
can be a reflection of Chopper, and so it'll end up
This
being
is
a
the way
2v1
that the
fight.
pose
Except
here
it
is a
really
little bit
wouldn't
sus, I
be a
don't know.
2v1, because
Little bit
remember,
very
nobody
ultra-romantic
dies
with
until
the-
they're forgotten. So while it may look like a 2v1 on the surface, it's actually a 2v2, because Chopper's always going to have Here You Look
Country
Will.
boys make do. That reminds me of that fucking meme. Country boys make do.
With him, and that will may be what made Chopper awaken the fruit successfully in the first place. And zones also have a will of their own, so Chopper actually has a few wills on his side at this point. And I think an interesting thing to think about is what Doc Q's awakening would be like. I mean, if Chopper's is all about life, like being the forest god, healing people at will, then Doc Q's might be killing people at will. I mean, I know that sounds crazy. He might just have such a strong disease that it just kills you instantly. I mean, remember, he's based off of pestilence, which is all about killing people, like literally ending the world with disease. So I think it would make a lot of sense that his disease almost kills people immediately, and that's what makes the fight between him and Chopper so intense, because Chopper's not only going to awaken and do all this crazy stuff during the fight, but he's also going to know that if he loses, everyone's gonna die, and they're gonna do it from a disease.
I like that.
And maybe whoever does survive might be turned into an animal, which is his worst case scenario. And if he manages to overcome all of that, and he actually is the forest god, it's not bad for a raccoon dog.
Who is the man marked by flame?
Oh, I like that cold cut
Today
at
I
the
wanted
end
to-
there. That was a nice little end.
revolution is a.
Oh shit!
Today I want to
hold on.
discuss the
Yeah, you had it like cut like a
Live
hard
might be
cut
tur-
right there. I like that. Hey, not bad for raccoon dog. Bomb cut. Nice. I like that. That was a. All right. Well, that was a good ass video, Dak. I like that. I can see why it did very well here. I mean, 181K views, like not a surprise at all. Very cool ideas. The Doc Q Hero Loop connections are awesome. The Hito no Mi stuff is really cool that you talked about. I like the ultra like brain point idea, and then the awakening of it. You know, the awakening of Chopper's fruit not just being what we think, not just being some monster point thing, and actually the inverse. It's like it's like almost like going to a higher level, a higher plane. He becomes so smart he can cure everything. Essentially, Chopper himself becomes the cure-all instead of like creating some sort of magic medicine. He becomes the cure-all himself. I like that idea a lot. I think it's a really cool idea. Good jokes, good pacing. I mean, this is a good-ass video, man. This is a good-ass video. I think it's pretty clear-cut which one is the winner today, but for the sake of being fair, let's make the poll. All right, so what do we got? Hollow Earth Theory. Bear with me, guys. I gotta remember what were all the theories we got today. What was the third one? Oh yeah. Like this ASMR, the typing ASMR right now. How do I fit all this? Okay, and then last. Oh yeah, fucking Krabby Patty theory. Forgot about that one. I can't put more than 4 options. So do I not get to? I can't put one of these in the poll. I can't put one of these in the poll. Okay, fuck. All right, well, I'm gonna give it to Dak. I'm gonna ask you guys to vote between the other 4, but I'm gonna give it to Dak. I'm assuming Dak is gonna win this today. It seems like everyone by far like Dak's theory, but vote on the other 4, and then we'll have a runner up. But in the meantime, trophy. Gotta prepare the trophy for our winner here. There we go. All right, so we'll crown him in a second, but let's actually see how this poll plays out real quick. I'll pop this out. I'll put this on stream so you guys can look at it. Now that we're done watching videos, let me get some tunes going. How about that? Gonna hang out for a little bit. Now it's less liminal in here, as Moog put it. Oh shit, my bad. Young Usopp cooking with the runner-ups, the runner-up spot, and then maybe we'll do a second poll. We'll put well, should we? Because then I also feel bad about like not including some of the others. I almost want to just remove the man mark by that's the worst performing one. I want to throw Dax Theory in there now. Whatever, fuck it. This is the runner-up spot. I'm not gonna. This is not fair. Oh, sorry. Let's see. Okay. It's okay. I'm gonna put it to a vote again. I'll put it to a vote again. Alright, so now that we... Actually, you know what? This is perfect. This is perfect. It's clear that one of these four is getting knocked out. So let's knock out the man marked by flames' Saturn. Okay? I'm closing the poll now. And now let's do it again. Include Dax Theory in there. So far, though, it was looking like Usopp's theory was cooking. All right, there we go. Let's run another round. All right, guys. We got Garcia being the or Saint J Garcia Saturn being the man marked by flames. That's out of here. We're gonna that was the bottom one, so we're knocking that out. Now we got round 2 with the remaining 4. Voted up. Voted up. Honestly, oh man, the votes are pretty evenly split between the others now. Interesting. I think it's because a lot of the votes that went to some of the other ones are now going to Dax Theory. That's probably what's happening. That's the science behind that. Yo, take it easy, Phantom. He says, I'm gonna head out. Bye, everyone. Till next time. Thanks for stopping by, bro. Peace out, man. Moog says, while we wait, I would just like to add my theory that Luffy is the man marked by flames. It makes all the sense. Yeah, I don't know about that. SpongeBob skin theory next time? What is this skin theory for SpongeBob? I think I saw someone mention that in chat earlier. What's the SpongeBob skin theory? That sounds terrifying. That sounds like a fucking creepypasta. Can you share that with me real quick? What is that? It's actually fire? Really? I'm interested. Maybe I'll just throw that into the playlist for next time. You guys are saying the skin theory for SpongeBob is hype. If that blows this Krabby Patty one out of the water, I'll bring that back. Dax still probably, it looks like Dax's gonna be on top for the next theory review, so we gotta give him a run for his money. Maybe that's gonna be the way. Dak is now, he's gonna be returning for his 3rd week of theory review as the as the champion, or this is the second time he's gonna have to defend his title next. So that means we got to get some fire in there, guys. We're not just taking any theories next time. We're taking the heavy hitters. We need the heavy hitters to come through. We need the heavy hitting SpongeBob theories, whatever you got. You want to hit me with one of those? You want to hit me with a theory from a different anime or something? I don't know. We gotta get some competition in the mix. We gotta make Dax sweat out here. You know what I'm saying? Because right now he's cooking. He's cooking. All right. Well, I'm gonna close the vote. It looks pretty definitive. All right. So without further ado, let me crown the winner. The winner. Oh, and this is why I have to not do music. Turn this shit off. The winner of the third theory review stream, technically like the 14th, but now we started counting them. The winner of the third theory review stream is none other than Dax Sake. Oh baby, he did it again. Oh, Dak? More like, what rhymes with Dak? Oh, Dak? More like fact. Because he just proved his theory right. Because we voted it the winner. So, guys, what can I say? Theory review number 3. Another definitive W to my man, Dax Sake. Congratulations, my friend. Another trophy to add to the collection. Put that up on the shelf, up on the display. Feel free to take a screenshot of the stream. Print it out. Frame it. Whatever you'd like to do. Put a subtitle beneath it. I don't know. But, congratulations. You're the man. You did it. All right. Shaq. So many. Dak and cheese. Yes. The first thing that came to my mind was my own name. I was going to say Zach, but then I was like, how do I even make that make sense? For someone that's able to that says they're able to rap and freestyle and shit, I'm bad. I'm pretty bad at coming up with a basic rhymes. It's pretty embarrassing. Damn, JPEG collection is growing. Yeah, you got 2 JPEGs now. Holy shit. Where are you going to put them all? Where are you going to put them all? That's crazy. All right, guys. Well, that was a really fun theory review. I hope you guys enjoyed that. We're going to be doing another stream this week. Because we delayed this to Tuesday, we're actually going to be doing another one of these types of streams. Not a theory review, but we have the new One Piece chapter coming this week, right? So, yes. Later this week, we'll be back to read 1083 whenever that drops. I think I'm going to be doing that stream on Friday. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I'm going to go right after I get off the stream here. I'm going to go fix the copyright issues with my video, re-upload it, and then my members out there, everyone that got the memberships today, you guys will be able to watch the new theory later tonight when that's done passing copyright checks. And yeah, and the video will be public tomorrow. The next video, the big Usopp theory I've been hyping up, that's coming out tomorrow publicly. So anyone who isn't a member and you don't get the chance to watch it today, no big deal. It'll be up tomorrow and you'll get to watch it then. So with that being said, yes, I see people saying watch out for spoilers. Yes, watch out for spoilers. I'll catch you guys on the 1083 stream or in the comment section for this next video. Thank you all for being here on Theory Review once again today. Congratulations to Dak once again, my man. And take it easy, guys. Thank you for all the membership gifts and donations and everything. It's very much appreciated. Really love you guys, and I'll catch you guys next time. Take care.